All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another day here on the stream, another coverage of the Trackmania Grand League. As you might be able to tell, my voice is a little bit sore still. I've had a cold this past week. It started out with me having no voice at all, but it's actually coming along pretty well. I'm feeling a lot better, but to make sure that I get through today's cast, I'm also going to be joined by the oh so lovely Carlberg from Sweden later. So it's going to be me, it's going to be Carlberg, and it's also going to be Eirik Holdal for the Trackmania Grand League cast. Right now it's just me and you though, but we're going to go through a couple of things, and then we'll invite Carlberg onto the call and take things from there. So a lot of people confused about time zones. The whole of Europe changed our time last night. So if you came here 1 hour ago wondering where's the stream, I'm here now. I'm so sorry. I don't make the rules for planet Earth and when we're supposed to be changing our daylight savings. But I'm here now. And I've had a bit of a look at the different track leaderboards and whatnot following this past week, because you know, it's always interesting to see like what are the players practicing. And one sort of thing I noticed is that on the brand new map, one new map every week in Trackmania Grand League, on the new map they added, not a lot of people have posted a time at all, which tends to mean either like one or two things. Either the players are just not practicing, or, and more likely, the players are practicing in secret because there might be some new strategies.
This guy Sigma is...
So I want to show you this.
Happy 6 months.
This right here is the leaderboard for Poolside. Mutta right now with the world record, he drove it 16 minutes ago. So Mutta is practicing publicly. But if you look at this leaderboard, where is Spam? Where is Massa? Where is Carl Jr.? Where is Pack? Where is Worker? Where are all of these players? Nobody knows. It's like they disappeared. So, because there's so many missing players here, I expect there might be something. You see, Kappa also posted a time like 20 minutes ago. I expect there might be something on this one. I don't know. This is the new map though. Let me show you what it looks like if you've never seen this. It looks like this. It's a really cool map. This is Poolside, made by Kaisla, Danish mapper, and he is presenting us with this. We're watching Gwen right now take us through one lap of Poolside, the brand new map. This one will be played at the end of each match in a 2-lap format. It's a lot about raw pace, this one. It's been described as actually one of the easiest maps to drive in the entire map pack so far, because it has a lot of wide open areas, not many forced lines, but then it has this pool section in the ending that you're going to see, which is a very difficult part. So after this grass turn here, we go into a long left dirt turn. Want to make sure to stay in the lower gear. And then we get to the identity of the track, the main obstacle. So first you have this water part, you get wet wheels. This turn is very difficult to do without losing grip. And then you have the main obstacle right here. 3 turns into the water pools, where if you go too fast, the car will slide out. Look at this turn right here from Gwen, almost sliding out into the pool, but he saves it on the last turn, drives into the finish, and completes the track 1 lap. We're gonna see them do that 2 laps though, and fighting for the multipliers. Apart from that, the map pack is pretty much the same as last week. You can take a look at it. Oh, this is actually outdated. I don't have the updated version, but map 2 here is map 1. Barrellistic, On the Edge, Pole Party, and Vertigo in 6 laps. And then Poolside as map 5. Taking a look at the standings real quick too. These are the current league standings. Uffy is leading Trackmania Grand League after a massive second step, getting 350 points, I believe it was. Aurel still with his huge step 1, 439. And Grenadi with 2 really good steps has 366. Then we look at the split between 8th and 9th place right now. Bink's currently in the 8th place with 156. And Scrappy in 9th with 133. That 8th and 9th place is very important because the top 8 players make it to playoffs, make it to the championship. And the bottom 8, well, they don't. So that is what they're fighting for. Also, the bottom spots here are risking elimination, which currently are Worker, Kappa, and Tween. They might be forced to play a relegation match against the Challenger League players if they don't get any good steps from now on. But let's hope they do. And also, want to quickly show you guys the format. If you've never watched Trackmania Grand League, this is what it looks like. First 4 maps are played in 6-lap format. They drive 6 laps around the tracks and try to gather points by placing well. The winner of each map gets 25 points, second place gets 22, third gets 20, and then also a huge split here between 8th and 9th place. You get 15 points for 8th place and only 5 if you get 9th. Very important to get top 8 on each track in the first 4 maps. And then on the final map, they play 2 laps. And if you win a 2-lapper, if you're the first player in a round, then you get to multiplier points. And the multipliers get bigger and bigger. In the final rounds there, you can get 4 times multiplier and 5 times. But if you don't get a multiplier in the first 8 rounds, you get nothing. So that is the risk of the format. And last week we saw Otak in the challenger level try to get the 4 and 5 times multiplier. I want to show you this because this is really interesting. A great demonstration of how the format works or doesn't work if you mess up. Let's take a look here. He did go for it though. So this is from step 2, the challenger level, where on the last map here, in the 3 times multiplier round, we see Otak in the lead, going up the final part, and then he does this. He hits the retire button, because he says, yeah, I don't want a 3 times multiplier when I could get 4 or 5 times multiplier if I win later. So he could have won that round, he chooses not to, and then he goes into the next round. He's leading this one too. And then he's 2 seconds out of everyone before the finish. And then he DNFs. So he gave up 2 chances to win and triple his scoreline for the chance of 4 times or 5 times. And sadly for Otak, he failed in the 4 times. And then in the 5 times round, in the second lap, unfortunate things happened. He fell off. So he really tried to get 5 times multiplier, but it just wasn't meant to be apparently. And he walked home empty-handed. So with this format, you can decide to risk it all and go for a big multiplier, or you can try to just get a win early and double your scoreline. Hey, that's better than nothing. So that's kind of what they are playing for. Now, again, if you can't tell, my voice sounds a bit different. I have a cold, and because of that, can I get a warm welcome for my co-caster today, Karlberg from Sweden, who stepped up to the challenge of casting for the very first time a pro match. He's never casted before, but he wanted to help out with this one, and I think we're gonna have a wonderful time today. So some pogs in chat, some love for Karlberg. I'm gonna give him a call here, see if we can get a hold of him.
Hello there.
Hello, Carlberg. How are you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
That's honesty is the best policy for sure.
Gonna have a good time.
Yeah. So yeah, as I said to chat, you've never casted a pro match before, but I mean, you have casted some pretty prestigious Carls of the Berg, right?
Oh,
He's,
yeah, King of the Berg.
King of the Berg, actually. Oh, I
the most
got the name wrong.
prestigious tournament in Trackmania.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, it's like slightly above Grand League, but Grand League's pretty cool too, though. No, it's like
yeah, Grand League is up there, but it's not quite at King of the Burger, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
It might get there. Might get there after this cast, you know.
Oh, definitely, yeah, for sure. But dude, you've been following Grand League just the first 2 steps, watching. What are your impressions so far? We can start with the Challenger League, since that one is the first match we'll take a look at.
I think the Challenger League is super exciting. Actually, it's almost at the level of Grand League, or like the main one, because Mime has shown us what he wants, right? He really wants to get in there. With 676 points, he has a definite lead over all the players, basically. Almost 2 times of Hydra's points of 389.
Yeah. Mime has been incredibly impressive, and he's like, we've compared the winning times from Challenger League and from the Grand League, and Mime is actually getting close to that winning time pace in the Grand League, even though he's in the division below. So it would be really huge to see if Mime can get up to the top stage, because it's always interesting to follow like rookies like this. I mean, think back 1 year, we had Offie and Gwen as rookies into the Grand League, playing the same division, and now they are sort of household names on the pro stage. So very exciting to follow Mime. I'm also very impressed by Otak. He's actually one of the youngest players in Challenger Division at only 16 or 17 years old. And I mean, he's shown that he has the balls of a grown man, if we can say it so bluntly, to go for those 4x, 5x multiplier in the last step.
Oh yeah, as we saw last week, where Otak didn't get his multiplier, unfortunately. What is he gonna? Do you think he's gonna change his strategy this time around, or is he gonna go for the big multipliers again?
I'm actually not sure. I think it depends on his confidence on the new map. It looked like he was very confident on Vertigo, which was the last map then. But Poolside, we don't know if he's that confident. But Vertigo, the map that was played in 2-lap format, where he didn't get the multiplier, he has the second fastest time in the world there of anyone, including Grand League players. Just a half a second behind Massa. So Otak's looking very good on Vertigo. On Poolside, we really don't know how it's going to unfold, but I definitely don't think he wants the 2x. I know that much. I think he's going for 3x or higher.
I can agree with you there.
And then we also have, I think, an interesting case is Avon. Avon, who dropped out of the Grand League last season, sadly, after being eliminated in a 1v1 match with Scrappy. But he is also showing up pretty huge consistency in the first few maps, but we've yet to see him like really run away with a big multiplier.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Evan with 279 points right now. He does he have a time on the multiplier map right now? I don't think I see him. He's also practicing offline for the multiplier.
He is, because this is something we've noticed.
Yeah.
That not a lot of players have posted their times publicly on the new track. And we're on the server right now. They're actually about to begin. We're only 5 minutes away from match start. And we don't really see a lot of times from any of these players on the public leaderboards. So do you expect that we'll see something new here, Carlberg, tonight?
I mean, I'd hope so. With so much... if they're hiding it this much, we barely see any players on the leaderboard, and surely there's something going on, right?
You'd think, because we've had this. I remember this specifically from fall season last year. We had a map where there were almost no public times, and it ended up being a completely new line in an ice turn on the map that some players brought out, and they were able to instantly win, basically, because it saved about half a second per lap. So if there's some huge discovery like that, maybe a lot of players have stumbled upon it. Maybe not. Maybe there's just more of a culture now to hide their times in general.
Maybe there's something with the water. You know, water is a new mechanic. Not a lot of players are really comfortable with it yet. At least not me. And that map has some water sections like the no slide turn in the end, the identity. We have to dip into the water 3 times, and also in the sort of in the middle of the track. I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, water is very interesting in that aspect because you have so little grip. It is very beneficial to keep the car from sliding, to prevent it from sliding. But if you steer a little too much coming out of these water parts, especially this next turn here, from the perspective of Cap right now, if you end up in a slide here, then it will cost you a lot of time. So they're trying to avoid that slide right there. And then in the ending here, in the identity, they do 3 water turns here. A lot of players are looking for about 160 speed before they dive down underwater in each turn. And they're trying to avoid the car from sliding in the exit, or else they will lose control of the car.
Yeah, we saw in the showcase of the map that Gwen actually got a little bit of a slide in the second pull dip.
Yeah, and, barely kept the grip
there. That cost him a little bit of...
And then from the perspective of Cap here as well, one thing you'll notice is these first 2 turns, he goes very deep in the water. But then in the last one, he tends to towards the outside of the turn, perhaps to carry more speed into the lap. Because if you don't know, the more you're underwater, the less you're able to accelerate. So here, staying on the outside a little bit gets you more speed if you can survive the turn. And let's take a look at how Otak handles this here in the warm-up. The young Frenchman perhaps looking for a big multiplier. Yeah, you can see the speed here just on this demonstration. Now, if we take a look at the overall league standings here, you know, the field is becoming very stretched out, Carlberg. We have pretty huge gaps, as you mentioned, Mime almost 300 points ahead of Hedda in second. But there are some players like near the bottom here that we've yet to see a lot from, especially Revolution. Zofalt has been pretty unlucky with the multipliers, and Nixotica and Snow as well down there, I think without any multipliers so far.
Yeah, maybe they have stepped up their game in the training now that we have a bit of an easier map, so to speak. Like this identity is way more forgiving than any other map, at least from the viewing standpoint, right? And also the technical aspect. Most of the maps that we've seen are kind of speedy, so maybe Nixotica and Revolution shine on this new one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Revolution, I think he's just been struggling with motivation and also with getting enough time to practice, but he is one of the most competent and experienced Trackmania players, actually. Was in the original season of Grand League, I believe, in the German slot, or maybe it was Dexter. But he's been around for a long time, has gotten far into the Zerator Cup. Revolution is very experienced in this game, and if he has enough time to practice, he can show up huge on a day like this. But ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin here. 14 seconds left until the challenger match here in Trackmania Grand League Step 3 starts. So get some hype here in the chat for the players and also for our co-caster Carlberg, who is joining us for his first Trackmania Grand League match. Let's go.
Thank you, chat. I need it. Give me your energy.
Energy shall be given. We are going on to the first map here, Carlberg, which is Barrellistic. What can you tell us about this one?
Barrellistic by Banano. It's a bit of a interesting one. There's a lot of RPG tricks where you want to, for example, plastic bounces into half-pipe jumps. It's sort of a Granady styled map, right? As we can see on the times. But where he has been consistent in the top 3 in his steps Of course, now this is the Challenger series where Otak got a 647.99 in the first step, and then also Mime with a 647 in step 2. So, but Evon has also been in the top 3 in both of the steps.
Yeah, Evon is actually a player to look out for here. He's gotten 3rd both times this map's been played in the past, but he has one of the fastest personal bests here out of anyone. I think he's 3rd in the world right now with a 642. So Evon is a great player on this track, and he has yet to sort of get that 25 pointer. So looking to see how he can perform. We know Mime is strong. We know Otak is one of the fastest players on this as well, but it's very hard to be consistent, as you said, because this map does have a lot of obstacle parts, like these RPG elements, plastic bounces, wall ride flips, you name it. This map's pretty crazy in that way.
Yeah, it's a very wicked map, so to speak.
Yeah, and one respawn can cost you everything. So it's a lot about just staying in your comfort zone, not trying to get overzealous, not trying to push too much, and just trying to survive really more than anything.
Agreed. As we enter the first round of TMJLC here.
Let's go with the perspective of Evon on the first plastic bounce. A lot can happen already here if you don't make it to the quarter pipe. Let's see if our field makes it. Sometimes we've seen mistakes here, and it looks like Nexotica has made a huge...
Nexotica has made has the respawn there. He's gonna lose about 5 seconds, maybe even more because of the speed. It's quite tight in the top. We see Fegli and Wosile in the lead here as we enter the grass section. We wanna speed slide a little bit, and Revolution has fallen a bit behind, 0.4 behind. Let's see as we get the reactor.
Now we're coming up to the very interesting part. There's 3 lines here that the players go for. Some go to the right for the booster, some go on the ice here and jump short, and some jump very far. And these lines all kind of balance out, but traditionally the short ice jump is the fastest one. But we saw Otak use the booster, and he's up in first right now, so has been able to make that work, and Otak will claim the first spot into the second lap here of Barrellistic.
So we see Cap has fallen behind together with Soldier, Miquatro, and Link, also in together with the Nexotica here in the bottom 8. You want to stay in the top 8 as the points really starts to hurt in the bottom, where you lose. How much is it?
So it's 15 points if you get 8th place, and then it's 5 if you get 9th. So that's why you have this split on the scoreboard there. Very important that you stay top 8. Because if you're like Rossi here, you are 0.2 of a second away from 10 more points. That is how decisive it can be. And Rossi here has actually, this week, I believe, just parted ways with Loud Esports as his org. And if you look at the name tags here by the players, you can see a lot of these org name tags. And these are players that don't have an org that they're signed to yet. So really big opportunity for them to use this stage, this opportunity to show that, you know, they can prove their worth to a team and get a spot by someone. Because Avon here, for example, is on a roll. Somebody signed this man because he's going very fast up front, as we expected.
Indeed, Evon, the TMGL player last season, is in front together with Mime. Mime, of course, has a very great time on this map, and we've seen him the last 2 steps as well. He is super consistent. Revolution is in last with 19 seconds to go. Looks to be a very consistent top spots here for Mime together with Default, Rossi.
And like, as you said, yeah, Mime. The interesting thing about Mime here is, wait, oh, Evon dropping down the scoreboard. What happened here?
No!
That's a huge respawn, and you can see here, he went from 1st to 10th. Down to 13th, what's going on? Oh, disaster for Evon. As he,
that is terrible.
No.
Here we can see how punishing this map really is. One mistake can...
hold that thought, because Mime has a terrible
Mime as
respawn.
well.
Yeah, terrible respawn here for Mime. And the two Polish players who were top 2 are going to drop down the scoreboard here in the final time that this track is actually played on the map pack. Next weekend it will be out, and we talked a lot about how this was Evon's map. It was one of his best, but he will not get a stellar performance the last time it's seen. It is actually Wosal and Energized now, climbing up into the top 3 positions together with Rossi, who's yet to make a single mistake in this race. And also a very positive surprise here with Fegli, who's in his first season ever of Challengers. And he got a big multiplier last week, and now he's in 4th year in the first map, but oh no.
He has a respawn.
Caster's curse coming through.
Caster's curse indeed. A lot of stuff happening on this map right now. We have Wosile in 2nd place. Last step, he was not too happy about his 2x multiplier. He was going to go for the 3x or more. That's what he said when I talked to him. He is looking great right now. If you want to gather as much points as possible, so that you could multiply 1 point, could essentially be 5 points if you're going for the high ones.
I think looking at this is actually one of the most mistake-heavy races we've seen, because there's a 10-second gap right now from 1st down to 8th place, and a lot can still happen between these players. There's a huge battle right now for that so important 8th place. That currently it's Link who holds it, but you can see there's 3 fast players here on the chase, that being Snow, Otak, and Mime, who all really have a great personal best on this map, and they want to get up there, but one mistake could still send them further down. As we go into the last lap now, it is still Rossi in the lead. Energized very close to follow, only a second between the two, and I think it will be between those two for the map win here.
Indeed, Link 0.6 from the top 8 here. But Mime with a 10-second gap from Rossi, who's in 1st. It looks like we have to see a mistake from either player in the top 8 for Mime to climb up.
Mime actually got it.
No!
Yeah, Snow dropped. So Mime got up there for now.
Mime actually got that.
And it is now Link and Snow to battle for that spot, but let's turn our attention forward here. 10 seconds up front into the race. It's Rossi versus Energized in the last part of the map here. Two more wall ride flips to go for Rossi from Croatia to win this map here in the 6-lap format. One more on the freewheeling. Can Energized do something, or will it be Rossi cruising in? That looks to be Rossi's map. 25 points for him with a 6:48 winning time. And now let's see this battle for the 8th spot as Otak has dropped down. This should be all clean for Link to secure the 8th place spot, or should it? Oh, overtakes Stofalt in the ending, but Stofalt will get that. So you have Rossi 1st, Energized 2nd, Wosile 3rd, McQuattro in 4th, Hedra, Mime, Link, and Stofalt secure the big points. And then Evon, Otak, Nixotica, Solja, Snow, Cap, Fegli, and Revolution to round out this first map.
Yeah, this was not the closest race we've ever seen in the Challenger series. Almost a minute gap from the first place to the last place. That is...
that's pretty big. You know, we hope to see like huge. The level get increasingly higher and higher. We saw 6:47 winning times both the first times that map was played. 6:48 now, okay, but a lot more mistakes than we'd hope to see. But luckily, Karlberg, we're going on to a map now on the edge, which is a lot more pace-based. There's not a lot of hard elements to this track. There's only the precision identity, where at the end of the track here, you have to drive past these circles in these tiny gaps, and it's going to be a very close technical fight here more than anything else.
Indeed, on the edge by Popoet, we saw McQuattro actually getting a 7:03 in both steps, so he is the man to look out for here. We also saw Cap and Otak closely behind. Cap with a 7:04, 7:35 and Otak with a 7:05:38. So a bit closer times on this map. Hopefully we will get a bit closer race this time around as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned the times they're driving here. For context, the world record right now is a 6:58 by Massa, so winning times of 7:03, 7:02, that area by McQuattro. He's won this both times, probably looking for the hat trick here on the edge, but they're driving extremely close to the world record, only losing about, well, less than a second per lap to that pace. So really, really impressive if they're able to keep that here. But as you'll see, this section, the identity, is the most important. You have so little space to work with, but it's raw skill. There's nothing random about this. You just gotta aim the car into that gap. Yeah. And if you're able to do that 3 times per lap for 18 times in total without mistake, then you will get a lot of points here.
The spectating Mime in the warm-up here. 4 seconds to go. Let's see. Starting on the edge, Popoet. We have Mime's perspective here. There's actually a different strategy here in the start. So we might see some people was watching Massa's world record was actually slowing down, taking the left path on the dirt instead of taking the jump in the start. So and that was a pretty recent world record by him. So maybe some people have caught on to that strategy. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, new strategies still being developed on these maps, and 6:58 is the benchmark to try to beat right now. So far, all the players did get through the start here. We see tech specialist Link up in first, has his origins in this style right here. A lot about drifting and getting your car weaving through the track almost like a dance. But now coming up to the identity for the first time. How many players will survive this one? Let's have a look from the back here.
Let's have a look. The identity where precision matters the most. People are going to neo slide their way through. And we have a mistake from Soldier. He's gonna fall behind by about 4 or 5 seconds. That is not good for him. Soldier with a 7:05 in step 1, actually. And that was second position. We're probably not gonna see that from him this time, as mistakes are huge here.
Yeah, about a 2.5 second loss there. We see the Belgians, the 2 Belgian players, Dolphins and Soldier, both dropping down, but still 2.5 seconds here. If you can drive good pace for the rest of the race, the remaining 5 laps, he could still make a comeback here, but it's very hard if you make an early mistake like that to not tilt and to keep your head in the game and focus on the remaining laps, because they put so much practice in to try to make this work, and then when they're on the stage in the live race they make a mistake.
We have a mistake from Evan there.
Evan dropping down into 14th before the identity. Very low speed here. Let's see how we adapt to that. Just gonna try to full speed it. Will anyone else make a mistake here? Big respawn from Dofault.
Big respawn. Dofault dropping down 13, 14, 15. It's together with Revolution in the bottom 2. But we have a close race up top. We have McQuattro, Link, Wolfside and Razi. Only about 1 second between each other. McQuattro has a bit of a lead though. So come up to this very tight 180 turn.
Razi to wall.
Oh, Razi touching the corner there. It's gonna drop down to 6th place.
Losing ground to the others here, but what a showing from McQuattro here in the opening stages of On The Edge. He won this map in step 1, he won it in step 2. He's looking for the 3rd right now. Really dominant on this track here. And if you have a map that you're so good on, like this one, and you're able to show up when it matters, that's huge for his overall scoreline. He started with 19 points, 25 more, and he has a respectable score that he can multiply later, but nothing's
done. As we enter the identity here, are we gonna see any mistakes? McQuattro is clean, and so is Link. Who was that? Razi makes a mistake, and he's gonna drop down to about 10th. He's going for the safe route there. as we enter lap 4. And we see a little bit of switching in the positions here.
But we mentioned this...
Miquatro still in the lead.
Yeah, we mentioned this earlier. Soldier, he made that early mistake, went down to 14th place, but ever since he's actually been gaining on the leader, Miquatro. He's been driving faster, and he's now up into 6th place, almost challenging for top 5 despite that mistake. So Soldier is really driving much faster than everyone else, and we might see a full comeback here if he can keep this up.
Yeah, Soldier with a 109 best lapper. And let's see if he can make it happen as he's catching up Link a little bit there in that dirt turn. Miquatro still in top. Wosile lost 1 position there as we enter the identity here, where precision really matters.
First turn all good, second one all good, third one all good, and Soldier is gaining even more. He's now up to top 5.
Miquatro actually going for the left for the dirt start strategy there. Did he do that in the other laps as well?
I think the dirt there is if you don't have enough speed for the full speed line, you take the dirt just to be safe. So Miquatro with a mistake actually, and now it is Mime challenging to win this map ahead of Wosile and Otak. But Miquatro is only like 0.6 behind, so with 2 good last laps here, maybe he can make the hat trick happen. Does need to gain somehow 0.6 against Mime though in just 2 laps.
Yeah, 0.6 against Mime is might not sound like a lot, but Mime is as we saw in the steps before, step 1 and step 2, the guy to look out for with a huge lead in points. As we enter the identity, the first one, he is looking clean. Second one is gonna catch.
Double
and
mistake.
He gets Miquatro there.
2 mistakes by both Otak and Wosile. And look at this, it's actually Soldier now up into 3rd. As we go into the last lap, he's passed the entire field in just 5 laps after that first mistake. And he is actually getting a bit closer to Miquatro, but Mime's still up in first. 0.4 is the gap, so Miquatro's gained a little bit, but it's just so difficult to gain more time than that. Substantial gains against Mime in this format is very hard to do. And Mime is looking poised to take the 25 points. Still needs to get past those 3 identity turns though, and not make any other small blunders that allows Miquatro to close this gap. Before we go into the ending now, it's Mime versus Miquatro versus Soldier for the top 3.
Miquatro in the lead has to make a mistake for, or Mime in the lead has to make a mistake for Miquatro to catch up, to take those 3 victories in the steps. Looks like Soldier has made a mistake. He's gonna get passed by Otak. And Mime wins the 25-pointer, followed by Otak, Miquatro, Otak in 3rd, Soldier in 4th, Wosile in 5th, Snow in 6th, Nixotica in 7th, Hydra in 8th, Energized in 9th, Link 10th, Fegli 11th, Cap in 12th, Russ in 13th, and Evon in 14th, Default 15th, followed by, and in last, Revolution in 16th.
Yeah, and looking at how this shakes up the overall settings now, Mime up in first, Miquatro in second so far. And we have to say, a bit of a rough start to the step for Avon, who is one of the overall point leaders. So far in the first 2 maps, only 9 points to his name. We'll see now as we go on to the 3rd map. It is Pool Party, built by Histo. What can you tell us about this one, Karlberg?
Whole Party by Histo is definitely a pace map. The identity is 2 blind precision sections, as we can see here on screen right now. When you see this map for the first time, or the identity, it looks to be almost impossible to not drive clean. We saw Kappa in the first step of TMGL crashing in the last lap of the 5x multiplier. So it is definitely devastating.
Yeah,
Or can be.
It can be so punishing. We saw it in 2 laps. We saw it in 6 laps as well last week. That time it was Otak winning ahead of Mime and Avon, top 3, with a 7:45 winning time, just 2 seconds behind the world record. So these challenger players are really showing like they can perform. 2 seconds behind world record is really respectable for 6 laps on this. But if you take a look at this section coming up here from Avon's perspective, this is what Karlberg mentioned with the blind precision parts. It's very hard to weave the car through there without crashing. And again, in the ending of the lap, that section is even more precise. So a very difficult map here to survive without mistakes. You really cannot afford to hesitate at all in any of these corners. You have to commit to get the car cleanly through the poles. One small stumble and you will crash and have to respawn. So,
as we enter the 3rd round here, pole party by Histo. We see Snow's perspective.
And yeah, Snow's perspective, as you said, he is one of the players that has not gotten any big multipliers yet. Sort of at the bottom of the Challenger League scoreboard, but this map is actually pretty good for him, and so is Vertigo, where he almost got a multiplier. So 19 points so far, could make it huge if he gets these 2 down. But we are looking at Mime, we are looking at Otak, and we are looking at Evon as the favorites here. I think McQuattro, though, showing up huge right now, early on in this lap, in the fight for first. So far, almost no mistakes. It's actually only Otak with a slight blunder here, down in 16th. He is about a second behind, but that is not anything to be too upset about. We saw Soldier with a huge comeback last time.
Mistake from Razi there. He's gonna fall down to the bottom. And but we might see some changes here as we enter the identity. Looks like every player is clean, but we have a mistake. Who was that who fell down there?
Snow dropping down into last.
Falling down.
So all the praise we give, sometimes it's not that useful. It might just be cursing the players, as happened on the previous map. I think Snow now is gonna try to keep himself from making even further mistakes and just take the points he can get. But that also put McQuattro actually out of the fight for first. And now it is once again the 2 Polish players, Avon and Mime, up in top 2.
Indeed, and we also have Cap with 5 points. This would be huge for Cap if he could capitalize on this map here.
Capitalize, I like it. Definitely has a chance here. He did win a multiplier when this was played in a 2-lap format. He was able to beat all the other players in 1 round to secure double his scoreline that time. Now, 3rd, just a little bit behind, as I saw a big mistake there by 1 player. I think it was Energized, dropping down in the standings. We're going through the pole section. Oh my god, there's a big respawn and a crash.
Huge mistake from Poolside and Default there, dropping down to 15th place together with Fegley. And Poolside as well.
We also lost Avon there.
Points.
Big loss. So now Mime followed by Hedra. The big surprise and the very positive surprise in the previous step was Hedra, who had a great step overall, and he Mime straight into the pole.
Making a huge mistake there.
Still 42 points so far, not too much to complain about, but that is how quickly it can change. 1 small blunder in this pole section and you are gone from the race. But wanted to give compliments here for Hedra's last step. That put him, I think, 2nd in the overall standings, just behind Mime, with 380 points to his name. Now also looking good in this one, but it is actually Solja up into 1st, and Otak, who was last earlier, now in 2nd place.
as we're getting close to the identity, let's see Otak here. The third lap, looking good so far. No player makes a huge mistake, as we see Ebon dropping down some places, but they are all looking clean. Pretty good lap for all players, or pretty good identity.
And like this one, it was looking like a Polish domination. Now it's almost just a French domination here. We have Soldier, who is Belgian, so might speak French as well. And then Nixotica here in 6th, who I gotta say is perhaps on his best step so far in the league. With 19 points so far, if he can stay in this top 8 and get another 18, 17 points here, he does have a good scoreline that can try to multiply. So really good showing for Nixotica and North America.
Indeed, Nixotica in with a total of 75 points throughout the first 2 steps. Let's see, Rossi here. Can he catch up? We have a Link with a plus 06 for the top 8. Has to catch up to Mime as we enter the identity. No major mistakes by any top players. I say that as I say Hydra dropping some places here. It's gonna drop down to 11 with a plus 1. I don't think that was a respawn. It was more like a little bit of a touch, maybe.
Yeah, Mime with a touch there down to 8th. But Heather dropping out. Let's Link now into the green positions. The players in the top 8 here get up to 25 points, 15 to 25 points. And if you're 9th, you only get 5 points. So very important to stay in these green positions to build up your scoreline. Otak in first, followed by Cap, followed by Soldier. With just 1 lap to go, but Cap, he hits the wall before the full speed part, and he's going to get reeled in here by so many players as he just has less speed for this entire section. Energize passes him. I think Nixotica is just a car length away from taking that 4th place. So the battle is getting closer as Otak gets a bigger and bigger lead up front versus Soldier and Sakin.
Otak, who won the last step, is he gonna win this one again? He has a bit of a lead, 0.5 ahead of Soldier here.
And also just paying attention to the splits here, he is actually close to the time that he won with last weekend. That was a 7:45.57, and they are driving about that pace this time as well. So the level has remained as high as it was last time. They are just 2 seconds behind the world record, and Evon with a new best lap there will secure himself 2 points despite being in last with that. So making the most of a bad situation down there. But let's see now, Otak is driving monstrous pace up front. The others are not able to follow. The gaps are increasing. Soldier 1 second behind. Cap and the others 2, 3, 4 seconds behind now. But Hedra is just 0.2 from making it into the green and getting those 15 points.
See Hedra, it's a Snow versus Hedra versus Revolution here for the top 8 for the green points as we enter the last turn of the last lap of the pole party. We might have to see a mistake from one of the top players here, but they are all looking clean. Otak gets the victory with a 7:46.53, and Revolution actually getting that green point there.
Yeah, look at the differences. Revolution sniped 8th place by 300ths of a second. And that 300th difference is 10 extra points. So very important for Revolution. I think that's his first top 8 placement in Grand League so far. Going into the step, he had 15 points. And now he got at least 15 more. So that's great for Revolution on map 3 here. But
indeed.
Mime still leading the step ahead of Otak, ahead of Soldier, as we go to Vertigo, which was the last map in the previous step. Now it is the 4th map, and this track is perhaps one of the most difficult 6th lappers that we will see in Trackmania Grand League. This track is brutal, Karlberg.
Yes, indeed. Vertigo by Pop Wet. We have the Royal features here with a bunch of pipes, and driving 6 laps on this map is gonna be interesting to see what these guys can pull off. We saw last time a lot of huge mistakes, respawn even on the small pipes in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it's just so punishing.
It's super punishing.
You have to keep the car on the pipe. You have to go fast if you want to win. And if you make the slightest error, if you lose the slightest amount of grip, you will most likely slide off and have to respawn. And it's so difficult that a lot of these players have not completed 6 laps without mistakes. We know the world record here is a 6:12. Otak, who almost got a multiplier, has a 6:13 as his personal best. But the winning time here could be anything from 6:20 to 6:25. Just knowing how difficult it is to not make a mistake on this pipe, you can see in the warm-up just how brutal it is.
Indeed, playing this map is in time attack is nothing like playing it in rounds, where you have to be consistent. You can't really just respawn at any time and try again.
And then especially this last pipe is also just one of the most difficult, they say, because of the react booster, where you can see here the car, if you go off, it will start flying. So if you lose grip with the pipe, you are going airborne and there is nothing you can do to get back. So that last pipe of the lap is especially tricky.
Indeed, as we have 5 seconds left here of the warm-up. The players we want to look out for here is definitely Otak, who missed out on his multiplier last step. Let's see if he can redeem himself by getting us first place.
Yeah,
he seems to be very confident on this mon.
Yeah, and next to Otak we also have Snow, who was very consistently fast here. Default as well, one of the best. And then of course Mime and Hedra, some of the big winners of the last step on this map, are names to keep in mind as we go across the first pipe here. This one is not too bad, but the next one is where things might start to happen. So let's already see from the back here how many players will keep their car on the pipe. Oh, Rossi, Avon and Quattro all off. Snow goes off. Nixonica goes off as well. We've lost at least 5 players on the first pipe of the first lap, and there are 6 more laps to go. This is gonna get crazy.
That was only the first lap, and we already have 7 huge mistakes here.
Mime goes off.
And even more Mime goes off.
Oh, it is disaster here in the first lap.
That was only the first one, and we have 5 more laps to go. We have Wosile in the top, leading this this map right now. Wosile, who was very disappointed over his 2x multiplier in the last step, wants to redeem himself here.
We expected this map to be very difficult, as we said, but this really just goes to show we are watching some of the best players in the world, and they are really struggling to keep their car on because of how precise it is. And now lap 2 on this turnpipe, how much do they dare to risk? We saw, Hedra struggling.
Not enough Hedra. He's gonna have to respawn there.
And he goes off.
Down to
That's
8th
another
place,
one.
even more.
We saw the first lap pace here be about 1 second slower than the pace they were driving last week in 2-lap format. So they are trying to save. They are not trying to risk, but just a bit of nerves and you go off. But it is Wosile and Otak in the top 2, followed by a field of players here that have all made 1 small mistake. Default, Soldier, Energized, and Cap in a very close fight. And then the gaps get really huge. Down to 7th, we have Link, followed by Miquatro, and then Avon Hedra, also 7 seconds behind here.
Indeed. Oh man, Wosile and Otak, the only players who didn't make a very huge mistake. It seems to be that going for a safer approach is paying off here for these players, as
oh no!
As Wosile makes a mistake and he's gonna fall off. The hazard is real there.
And Default has failed too. Default with another mistake. It is now Cap up in second, followed by Energized. And Otak, he's in clear first right now. but I don't think we'll see any DNFs this time with the 6-lap format. He's gonna hope to survive with this lead, as everyone else except for him has made a mistake. He's the only clean player. And a bit of the tragedy of this is once you start making mistakes, it's very hard to stop the bleeding. We saw one mistake from Mime earlier, but now he is 22 seconds behind. And that is how quickly it can snowball. If you lose your mental on this map and you keep making mistakes, you will just drop further and further. So it is actually going to be close because these players all have just one mistake to their name. And if anyone slips up again, this could quickly switch up once more in the standings.
Indeed, we have about 3 players, Cap, Soldier, and Energize on +3, +4. If Otak makes a mistake, then they could quickly catch up.
And
I think he knows though.
It actually looks like Wosal here is catching up to Energized and Soldier. Look at the speed he kept in that middle section.
Whoa.
Just gonna glide up into third almost, but Energized defends that position really well as they go up the final pipe. The reactor booster do not want to lose grip here at any point. And Otak! Oh no!
Otak makes a mistake.
I was about to say, where did he go? Cap with the crash here.
Little bit Cap touching the wall there. We see Wosal going up in first. We have another mistake from Cap.
And suddenly this race is so much closer than it was actually. We had Otak 4-second lead, he respawns, and suddenly we have 4 players now within 1 second of each other, fighting for that first place with just 2 laps to go, Karlberg. Let's follow the pipe here, on the turn.
We entered most damage.
Might happen.
Anything can happen here.
Oh, Cap, look at the safe. He does not want to fall again.
He knows.
Almost went into parking gear there, Cap, but it's better than falling. And he is very aware of what's at stake here. Very different to see that after we saw players just yeet their car across in the 2 laps, but oh,
we have a Wosal flying off. He's actually gonna drop down to 8th place. Oh, that is very sad to see. Energize in the lead though. Let's see. It's very close between Energize and Otak here as we entered the last lap. Who is super close? And we see a +04 for Dofalt versus Wosal there. Wosal made a mistake.
And actually a huge comeback here from Avon to go up into third after that first pipe mistake in the first lap. He has not made any further mistakes and he's actually in a podium position, fighting with the others. Last turn pipe here. Top 3 make it. Will Soldier follow in fourth? Yes, he will. Now let's follow them into the ending section. See what will happen. Energized just trailing a little behind Otak before the sharp 180 turn here. Otak still ahead. One more to go. The reactor booster pipe.
Energized is looking for it.
But it will not be enough. Otak wins.
Otak.
6:26 winning time. Who's going to get the top 8? It will be Dofalt.
Oh.
As Wosal failed the
makes another
pipe. Yeah.
Goes for the green points there. Doesn't quite get it.
So we expected them to be slower than the world record, of course, but this is 14 seconds behind the world record by Massa. So it really shows just how difficult this is to drive consistently without mistakes. 6:26 winning time. That's gonna probably be very interesting for the Grand League players who are gonna play later tonight, knowing how this looks in a match format. Otak leading the league right now, ahead of Energized and Soldier, as we go into the final map of the step, Karlberg, which is Poolside by Kaisla.
Poolside by Kaisla, a technical transitional map, seemingly one of the easier maps. We saw this one before we started the step here. We know that raw pace is gonna be the deciding factor here. I don't think we're gonna see as many mistakes as we saw on Vertigo. Here we can see the identity where you want to dip your car 3 times into the water. You don't want to slide, as that would cost you a lot of time. Also, when you go deeper into water, your car is actually slower.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
It's slower, and also one thing about water physics is once your wheels become wet, the water wears off percentage-wise. So if you dip all the way into the water, your wheels are 100% wet, and it takes a long time for them to get dry. But if you just barely touch the pool, then you get less water on your tires, and you have a higher range of steering to keep your car with full grip. So one thing you're going to notice here is that in this first water part, you're going to see players intentionally try to take as little water as possible. And this lets them do that next turn without drifting. So watch out here. This is the first water part. Players dive in as late as possible to get as little water as they can. And then they're able to do a jump and drift here while having full traction. Now we see the water line still, and we don't know what players have been cooking up here. Looks to be a mixture of going tight and then wide in the last one to maintain speed. Mine with the best warm-up out of everyone.
Yeah, you definitely want to get the nose slide there in the last one to get as much speed as possible by going wide.
But we, one thing we had a lot of hype for was like any hidden lines, you know, something that they have been working on. And I actually saw, I believe, Default in the warm-up do one of them. So let's have a look at his perspective here and see what he might do, as we think we had one player not starting at the start here. Looks like Link
with a late start.
2 seconds behind right off the bat. Bit unfortunate, don't know what happened there. But let's take a look at Default to see if we can spot this line. Ooh. Very shaky here. But the line that I saw is coming up right after this dirt turn, where Default went sharply down to the left to get the oh, it was snow. Yes, snow there. With the triangle through the checkpoint to get more speed across the grass. You know, that might save a 1/10 of a second, but across 6 laps, that's almost a second saved. And across 2 laps, well, it's not as much, but might be worth it. An intentional drift here by the players.
Not going for the nose slide. That is a very interesting strategy. As we entered identity here, Otat going really tight, but he's gonna be neck and neck with Mime here.
Oh, it's actually dead even. Only less than 100th between the two. And they are only driving 2 laps here. It is a 2-lap battle. So the winner of this one will get to double their points. Now we know both Mime and Otak love these high multipliers. Otak threw some rounds to get a better multiplier last time. And Mime has only been getting 4x or 3x. So will they maybe intentionally lose this one, or will they just take the 2x? Who knows? We'll see here. They are coming up to the ending of lap number 2, and only the winner of this lap gets something. The others, if you get second, if you get third, it does not matter. Only winning is the goal here, and Rossi's in a good position to try to snipe them should they fail the ending.
Otak going out there. Is Mime going for the debate here? Is Rossi might get it?
Oh, Rossi's getting close. He is overtaking him across the jump. Carling ahead. Now, Mime with the wide setup. Look at the speed. Oh, Mime has a line there, but he slides out. Rossi's still in first. Miquatro trying to snipe it though, but Rossi with more speed will take the first
2x
multiplier. 2x and a great winning time. 2:19.93. As far as we know, that is less than a second away from the world record, which is 2:19.25 by Moda. Great start here to the multipliers.
Rossi ending of step 3 with 72 points. Looking at the standings.
Wait, I just realized, Carlberg. Link is going for a high multiplier here. He is starting late on purpose so that he can go for a better multiplier. So he's just starting behind the field to get himself a good practice round with no one in his field.
He's basically warming up over here.
Yeah.
Maybe he has something going for him. Maybe it might be an intentional touch there. Who knows? I think we're gonna see him later on with higher multipliers.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, what is he doing? But that makes perfect sense now. So very interesting there that Link wants a high multiplier. Let's see if we can get it. These first 4 rounds, you can get a 2 times multiplier. But in the last 4, you can get 3 times, 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times in the last round. So if you win the last round, you can 5 times your score, which is huge if you get that one. But then, of course, if you don't win that one, then you get no multiplier at all. So it is a risk-reward game. And at the ending of lap 1 here, we see a very close fight between the top 7-8 players, really. This is anyone's game into the second lap.
We see Evan Default followed by Snow and Hydra here. It's a very close battle in the top. Who is going for the 2x multiplier? You never really know until you pass the finish lines, because some of these players might be baiting right here.
They might just be warming up and then wanting a later multiplier. Yeah, for sure. Let's see now Snow how much he can gain with this new line. He found Evan. Makes a mistake, but now Snow might reclaim the lead with this triangle line, because the speed he gets across the grass is better than the others, and he will indeed do so. Snow with 55 points here could make it 110 should he win this ahead of his BS competition teammate Default, who's right next to him into the water. Different lines.
Different approach here. Looks like Snow is gonna have the lead, but Default is actually sticking in there. It's gonna be all up to the identity here. Both of them have basically the same approach. But we see Poolside not getting it. It's gonna be Snow taking the 2x multiplier here.
So close there though, sniping his teammate Default by the 700th of a second. But Snow will double his points, 110, and a very good step from him, who has yet to have gotten a big multiplier. Finally for Snow, he breaks through 110, can lean back now and be very happy with that. As once again, ladies and gentlemen, Link is committing to this late start on purpose to put himself in a position where he can just warm up and wait for these bigger multipliers to happen. So Link is definitely looking hungry for a big one. But we have to wonder, what is Mime thinking here? What is Otak thinking? These players who've been able to go for very high multipliers in the past, where do they pull the trigger and really go all in to try to win?
Yeah, Mime, Hydra, and Otak, both or all three with quite comfortable up there on the leaderboard in the overall standings. Doesn't cost them much to lose out on a multiplier. They might, they can definitely afford to risk it here.
So we see some mistakes in the uphill there, some players losing the grip after the first water part, but this line from Mime,
going for the wide line. Look at that gain.
So this is something that he has been keeping secret. This is something that I have not seen yet, but Mime with that line, a 1:10.75, a new best first lap. And if he can do that into the second one as well, Mime could very realistically here get the confidence booster needed that he knows he has the pace to win one of the last rounds, because he is far ahead of everyone right now. And if you have this pace advantage, you might as well just wait for a 3x at least. You can see different lines, but he's just snowballing further and further ahead of the others.
I think it's gonna be between Energize and Default here, unless Mime wants to go for a 2x multiplier.
Yeah, I'm feeling Mime is gonna throw. I'm feeling it. I'm actually feeling it.
Yeah, that's a doubt for me as well. I don't think Mime is gonna go for this one. Different approaches here. Mime going for the no slide strat, Energize and Default going for the slide. As we enter the identity, Mime going for his neo slide strategy.
And it actually gains a lot. Will Mime want this 2 times multiplier? Oh, he's gonna take it. He takes it.
Looks like he takes it.
And ladies and gentlemen, that beats the current world record right now, which was 2:19.25 by Mutta. This is a 2:19.10 by Mime, doubling his scoreline and a new, at least public world record. We don't know what players have off the leaderboards. They might have better times in private, but that is a great winning time for Mime. And I think he just values, consistency at this point. He's leading the league. He has 700 points. Might as well just take 126 here and be done with it.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much safe for the playoffs anyways, right? Over 700 points. That is That is quite a lot of points. If we compare him to the other players, we see Hydra here, or wait, Hydra making a mistake? Energize in the top with Evon.
And now, of course, Otak. Like, Otak last week, he had a lot of points going into the last map as well. Was not able to multiply. Do you think he would fancy a 2x here if he gets the chance? Or do you think he's going to once again try to step up for that huge multiplier, Karlberg?
I think it would benefit him to take the 2x. In the overall standings, he has 94 points. Getting just a little bit more would put him at sort of a safer position.
Because, like, let's say you commit to going for a high multiplier here and then you fail again. Like, that might really do some damage to your mental. Of course, Otak, one of the youngest players in the league, only 16/17 years old here, so really a young player in the field, and it could be pretty difficult to go for a strategy, practice a lot, and then of course fail at the last hurdle. Now though, he has no players ahead of him. With Evon making a mistake, he is side by side with Soldier fighting for this 2x. So let's see what Otak fancies here. If he wants this, if he's gonna push for this, or if he's gonna wait and bide his time, because Soldier, great position for him with 65 points to multiply. No slide line, and he will be just a car length behind before the identity, Karlberg.
As we enter the identity here, Otak and Soldier. Is Otak gonna want the 2x, or is he gonna go for the risk as he did in the last step? This time we're gonna find out. And he is not gonna go for the 2x. He is gonna risk it again.
Otak
DNFing in front of the finish line. He is risking it.
The most Chad 17-year-old I've ever seen, to be honest. Last turn, just throws his car off the track and says, you know what? Let's do that later on. Soldier will happily take that though. First place for him, and Soldier gets to double his points up to 130. But now we know that the stakes are getting higher. Link has started trying for real. He has not started late, so both Link and Otak might be in the fighting for real this time. So now it's getting tense. Let's see what happens in the first 3-time multiplier round.
You see Energize here. It's actually really tight. I think most players want this 3x multiplier. At least I wouldn't deny a 3x. But we know from last steps that players like Otak, we have see the different line there through the triangle to gather as much speed as possible.
Yeah, Link also opting for the snow line there in the triangle. Also the no slide up the hill here. We see some players sliding on purpose. The no slide looks faster, but much more difficult to execute. Evon in the lead in the first really big round here, the 3-time multiplier. Wosal though with the outside line there will reclaim first. And the last pool turn, will someone slide out? Hedra losing out on a ton of speed. As we once again see a 1:10 opener here. And there are so many players in the fight for this, Karlberg. 6 players within 0.3 of a second into the second lap here.
Yeah, I think everybody is going for this. We see a mistake there from... what's that?
Wosal Energize are out. And there's now Evon, Zofalt, and Otak. Evon flies out. It's Otak up in first in the 3-time multiplier round. And you have to wonder, Otak, you said no to the 2x, but he said no to the 3x twice last week. Otak in first again. Is he going to take it this time? I would hope.
Oh man,
I'm
this
hoping
guy.
he will, but I'm also hoping he won't, you know? I don't know at this point. The others still very close. Could actually snipe him here. But going into the identity, he is first. He will do the wide setup for the first pool turn. Get a little bit more speed across the straight here. Still in the lead. Dofalt right behind. Could challenge Otak crashing.
It crashes in the last corner. Might be intentional. We don't know. Dofalt though, going for the 3x.
Huge for Dofalt there to win despite Otak's mistake. That one I wasn't able to tell. He didn't make it obvious here if that was due to nerves or on purpose. But knowing Otak and the way he's played, I have to imagine he's waiting for the 4x and 5x here.
As we spectate Wirtual here in the for the 3x multiplier. Wirtual wasn't happy with his multiplier in the last step. Does he want a 3x this time around though? As he gets a little bit of air there on the dirt. Is not gonna get this one this round. Otak in lead again, but crashes into the corner, is gonna lose out on his chances. Wasn't that huge. We see Miquatra and Link in the lead, followed by Energize as we enter the dirt.
And we know like Link's been biding his time here. Link has been waiting for the 2x rounds to conclude. He wanted at least 3x. He's trying for real now. And he's also followed by Miquatro, who we've seen get consistent 2x multipliers. But Miquatro with a real chance at the 3x now as Link drops down a little bit. Still not really a big mistake in the grand scheme of things, but Miquatro has a real chance at 3x, and with 47 points, that's a big scoreline if he can hold on to it. Still, Otak, as you said, he made a mistake, but it's only 0.4, and if Otak does better lines here throughout the map, maybe he could
Link
challenge.
with a mistake there as well.
It's looking like it's either Miquatro or Otak here in the battle for the winner.
See, Otak has a little bit of a different approach there on the dirt. Goes pretty wide to get as much speed here in the jump as possible. Miquatra though with a pretty good lead here. It's 0.45 in that checkpoint. Is he gonna go for the 3x multiplier?
I have to imagine you would take it. Like, I think any rational person would take it. We've only seen Otak deny it really in both Grand League and Challenger League, but Miquatro still has to defend here. It's only 0.3, and that is not a lot on this water identity. Otak pushing, but he will just instantly retire as he loses the line. And Miquatro, looking very poised to take this, will cruise into the finish. 3 times the points for Miquatro, 220 winning time. And Miquatro very consistent here, getting a multiplier every time, but this is his best result yet.
We see the best lap 108 by Fegli here. That is on pace with the world record right now. We saw
Did you see the car? Yeah. There's someone. Oh my
Link.
god. No shot. Link is waiting out the 4-time multiplier round. He's throwing it all at the 5x. But I think Otak and the others are taking this seriously.
Energize also with a respawn.
Oh, but you
Everyone
wouldn't
makes
believe.
mistake.
Otak failed, Evelyn failed, Wirtual failed in the 4 times. It's going to be such a big battle for the 5x later on, as all these players will want it. But now, a very close fight between only a few players to quadruple their scoreline. Hedra, 39 points times 4 is a big total. Same for Nixotica here on one of his best Grand League steps ever. 41 points before any multipliers. Great opportunities here for these players with the favorites out of the fight.
Hydra with a little bit of lead goes for the inside line. It's really close here in the top. Hydra, Fegli, Cap, and Exotica. Only
Hydra hit the wall. Hydra's out of it.
Goes out of it. It's gonna be 3 players left. Fegli, Cap, and Exotica.
It's actually only 3 players.
4x. Yeah.
It's a 3-way battle. 2 Americans, Nixotica and Fegli, versus Cap, and Fegli drops.
But we have a mistake from Fegli there. It's gonna be Cap or Nixotica taking this 4x. This could be huge for either players as they have 41 and 42 points.
Oh, Cap
but
jumps
Cap gets a lot of air there. He's gonna lose out on 0.3 about Nixotica.
Oh, you can feel the nerves on the players here. There's more mistakes than ever. And Exotica is the only player who's been able to drive mistake-free so far. Could this be the step for Exotica? He's been waiting in the first 2, not getting a lot of points. Now with a huge opportunity, 41 times 4. Can he get the identity here? to secure 160 points, but Cap jumping into the frame, jumping into the battle. The last water part will decide it. 2 more turns before the finish line. They're side by side. Who will have the most speed into the finish? Exotica goes tight. Will Cap have the speed?
Cap gets it!
Oh my god, Cap wins. Because Exotica dives into the pool. And Cap gets the 4 times.
Oh, but this is going to be such a stacked 5x multiplier right here.
Oh, you hate to see it though. For an Exotica, unfortunate in the last turn. But the last round here of the Challenger League, step 3, 5 times multiplier is on the board for the winner of this round. We know Link waited for it. We know Otak has been waiting for it. Who will get it though? One more race to decide it. If you fail here, you are out. Revolution with the DNF will not be winning this one. And it is only between 8 players.
It is super close in the top though. Otak going for that outside land as we've seen in the other rounds. Is gonna get a lot of speed here. We see Evon touching the wall. He is not gonna get the multiplier by the looks of it. Link with the triangle strat. As we enter the last dirt part before the identity.
Now into the water part. Different lines coming through. The slide versus the no slide here. Link up in first still, ahead of his 2 French opponents. Energized and Otak very close. They have so many points to multiply here, both 74 and 66 total. That could be basically qualifying to playoffs if you win this one, but a huge mistake by Link. He will not be winning this one, crashing into the pole. It is Otak versus Energized, the 2-point leaders in this match, going into the last map. In first, followed by Fegley, a little bit out of reach, but what a battle. This could be so many points, Carlberg, for the winner of this 1 versus 1 duel.
This could be insane. As Otak also goes for that wide line once again. We've seen it before. It's gonna catch up a little bit. We see Fegley is behind by 0.3. I think we have to see a mistake from Energize or Otak to for him to get this one. It's between Otak, Energize here as we enter the last section of the 5x multiplier.
He's catching up. He overtakes first and Energizes on the back foot now. 1700s behind into the first water pool. Energize touches. And this could be Otak's step. He's wanted the 5x for so long. Otak 1 turn to go and he will get it.
Is gonna get it. He is gonna get his prize possession here. 74 points multiplied by 5. That is huge.
Wow, and everyone made fun of him last week for waiting and denying the 3x to try to get the 5x, but look how much this pays. 370 points in a single step. That puts him instantly up into second place overall. 120 points, 115 points behind Mime in first. And that is what we were waiting for Otak.
That was what we were waiting for indeed. Otak showing that he is indeed capable of going for that 5x.
And you know, we were getting worried again when he failed the 4 times multiplier round. Thinking like, oh no, is history gonna repeat itself? But great step there from Otak. He is incredibly clutch when it matters in that last round to win. And he, as we said, finally gets his payoff.
What an incredible race. Mime with over 800 points right now.
Yeah, let's take a look at the final standings here. We saw a big step for McQuattro getting the 3x. Big step for Cap, who won that 4 times. And it will be Cap up in 4th now, actually. McQuattro 5th. Also, we saw, was it Rossi who won that one round where Otak jumped off? I think it was. So Rossi 7th, Soldier 8th, but very close between the top 8 players making it to playoffs. And Wosal in 9th, just 12 points away from that playoff spot. So, that was the Challenger step. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. As you can hear, my voice is a bit sore, but that is why we've been joined by the lovely Carlberg to take us through the step. A great first cast, I think, Carlberg. Something to be proud of for sure. We now have about 50 minutes until the Trackmania Grand League starts. So I was thinking we could just play Cup of the Day. I don't know if you're down, Karlberg, but we could just try to play the Cup of the Day.
I'm down to cool down a little bit.
Just chill, play some Cup, and yeah, wait for the Grand League to start. So the qualifiers already started. It starts at 7.
Qualifiers already started, yeah.
So we are a bit late. And usually I'm nowhere close to getting Division 1 when we start late, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Let's see.
Dude, that was intense. That was really intense.
That is intense, dude. It's harder than I thought. Actually, it's actually harder than it seems like, chat. Especially when it's not your own perspective as well, you know?
Yeah.
I'm looking at essentially what Virtual is looking at through a screen share, and yeah, not controlling your camera and whatnot, and also the bit rate is not the best.
Yeah, I think
it's a bit blurry once in a while, so it's hard to see like the names, the numbers, and everything. But hopefully it wasn't too bad.
I think you did great, Karlberg. Nothing to worry about. And then also for the next cast, we're going to have a trio cast. We're joined by Eirik Holdal, who, if you don't know Eirik, he's a Trackmania journalist, Trackmania expert, and knows so much about the pro players. I think he's done like 200, 300 interviews with the pros at events, etc. So it's going to be a very cool dynamic, I think, for the Grand League step when that starts.
I think so too. I'm looking forward to it.
But for now, we have.
What do we have here?
Yeah, we have Cup of the Day. It's full grass, and the grass is very hard to learn. So we have 3 minutes to set a time in the qualifier, then 8 minutes to set the best possible time we can, and then we have a knockout match. So. We gotta hurry here, Karlberg, to learn this.
Yeah, definitely. We have to hurry them by ellipse, actually.
Yeah.
Ellipse.
This is gonna get difficult. One second. Alright, here we go. 7 minutes. Oh god, we're top 1,000. Not too bad.
Top 1,000. Let's go.
Do a mute Cup of the Day to save your voice. Yeah, I'm not gonna be talking too much, but my voice is actually healing really well. It's not too bad anymore. I know I saw that last stream and it was pretty bad, but I think
That's why I'm here, shout.
I think tomorrow is gonna be bad, but you know, it's okay if it's bad tomorrow. It just needs to hold today.
Let's see here. I haven't set a time yet.
I drove a 57 and the world records is 50 right now, so I'm far. But Ellipse does really good scenery, don't you think? I think he's like top 2 scenery builder for me next to H-Stem.
Oh, you're really in that custom scenery.
Because like one thing we didn't talk too much about, if you guys don't know, like Karlberg is very into mapping in the game, right? You build a lot of maps and you're big in the mapping scene. So like a lot of the maps that we saw were built by people like your friends, right? In the mapping community.
Yeah, indeed. People from, well, a lot. It's only right now, it's only a map by Kisla.
Yeah.
The last map that we saw, the Multiplier, who is in the same mapping team as me.
Waypoint.
Waypoint mapping, indeed. The mapping nerd club, you know?
Basically, yeah. You know, but Waypoint are great. Waypoint also built the maps for the Nordic Cup that I did a little while ago, including your map, Karlberg, and I mean, they were great. So, is it actually, it's not, like the mapping team is not just Waypoint, right? It's different mappers as well, outside the team.
Oh yeah, there's like an academy lineup as well.
Yeah.
Where they invite people who are potential not members, but like people who are basically new to mapping or want to get better.
I see.
Basically
also,
join the team for a time period.
Yeah. Real quick, we just got raided by Trackmania. So thank you for the raid, Geek. I hope you guys had a great cast of the stuff. That was really intense. I'm ecstatic to see that OTAC finally got the multipliers chasing, but welcome.
Welcome, Geek and Raiders.
But yeah, we're just playing a couple of days right now, waiting for the action to begin. And I have no idea, Carlberg, where I'm losing 4 seconds. I'm 500 in the world right now.
Yeah, I messed up. I might have not qualified. I might have
Wait, did you
respawn instead of setting a time.
Oh, you forgot. Oh no, Carlberg.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Watch World Record. I have 4 minutes. If I watch World Record, I have 3 minutes.
But you can watch the world record. Oh, I guess it's too late then if you wanna get into the one.
There has to be something I'm doing way wrong. I just don't know what yet. But there has to be something. Is it here?
See, now I can get some casting practice for Trackmania Grand League. I can cast your race.
That would actually be great, because then I can save my voice. You just cast the rounds as they happen.
Yeah, do you mind playing with cars on? I'm just kidding.
Okay, wait, I got a bit closer though. I'm 95 right now, so not too bad.
Doable, doable.
I noticed like one part I wasn't driving at high speed.
This guy's
Watch world record and coach. You know what? That's actually not too bad.
Oh,
I'll do it.
Some insider information from Carlberg.
Let's see it.
All right. Oh, that's a gear.
50.6 is the world record right now.
50.6, okay. So I think I can do this full speed. I'm still losing here though. Maybe the ending if you do like this. Okay, I can get a lot in the end.
1/16. How much time is left?
2 minutes.
Oof, okay.
So, yeah, 2 minutes to do this. Also, one thing that chat mentioned about casting. Carlberg also had the delay, of course, because there's a small Discord delay in casting. Like 0.5 second.
Yeah.
Which makes it a little difficult. But I think you handle extremely well. So,
thank you.
Carlberg,
I try my best.
homie in the chat. If you enjoyed it. Or virtual homie, they're both cute.
Vert homie.
GL.
Yes.
Okay. With the gear up, that's good. That's not good. Ah, it's a cancel ahead. Need to go low here. And then full speed down here.
Save your voice for
Send it
later.
through that, yeah. Ooh. Can I get a chat? Preach.
51.89, I'm 69th. Okay, I need
69th.
an improvement. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I need to just improve by like 10 hundredths. I have it. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oh shit, oh shit.
Nice shot. Nice. Are you going for it? So, 0.1?
Ah, that's Division 2. I clipped.
Ah. Smurfing in Division 2.
SMH. Now
Wait, didn't this happen last week as well?
It did, and then I won
Yeah.
Division 2.
Is it true that more
But it's
than
like
bread does
you
not mean morning
start-
bread in Norwegian?
You start to qualify with 8 minutes to try to set a time instead of 15.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's so painful.
That last 8 minutes is crucial.
It's so hard.
But hey,
Okay,
Division
Division 2,
two, not so bad.
Division 2.
almost Div 1. Almost.
Div 1 in my heart.
In mine too.
Oh, thank you, Carlberg.
No worries.
Alright, let's see. Cars on, you said? We could try.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, right? That's fair.
Division 2, but cars on. Wait, I want to see the world record though.
Yeah, go for it. I honestly couldn't tell. These maps are...
Grass is so dank.
yeah.
It's very hard to understand.
Especially when you don't have like the ghosts next to each other. Like... it all looks the same.
Okay, wait, let's see. Oh. Okay. Solo. Let's just quickly check. Oh, we are way back. Here. I was about to sub, but I ain't about Div 2. Come on. Give me a break. You don't need to sub though, but I don't go for Division 2. So I remember the last time there was a guy who asked like, hey, Virtual, do you ever go for Division 2 because it's better content? It's just like, no.
Is it better content though? I feel like it's not.
It's not. You want to be Division 1, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Because then after, like, if you go out, you can still cast it. It's pretty good content.
Okay, so very sharp first. I saw that. Dive. Oh, that's a... yeah. Really wide exit. And then... okay. Oh, this is huge. He's gonna get the gear so early. No gear problems here. Oh my god.
If you win Div 2, I'll gift a sub.
Okay, that is precise. Sharp here. I found this line. This I'm proud of. He goes much lower than I did here though.
Speedy line.
Yeah. And then he's gonna jump really from the right, yeah. Okay. Actually didn't look too hard. I think I might improve personal best by almost a second, we'll see. Using these lines. Don't forget Troll Cup Day tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be very busy. I'll tell you why after the Trackmania Grand League step. But I will not have time to stream tomorrow. Even though it's Troll Cup of the Day. We're gonna miss it. Wall ride was kind of obvious. I didn't see it. Sag? It's not gonna be Sag once you can hear why. But I gotta...
Pulse champ?
I gotta tease all of it, you know?
Pulse champ? Date? Pulse champ?
No. Carlberg already knows what it is. He's just trolling, man.
Weird Panther win.
Carlberg, big troll.
Date confirmed.
Alright, guys. Carlberg spilled the beans. We're going on a date, me and Carlberg.
Yep.
It's official.
Flying him out to Sweden. Yeah. And then...
Gonna take me to IKEA. Eat meatballs.
Yeah, take you to IKEA, eat some meatballs, maybe hang out in the showcase rooms.
Candlelit dinner at IKEA.
Oh yeah, with plastic flowers.
Mmm. Sounds nice.
The IKEA way.
Dude, I just realized I might be late. I PB though, but I should have just joined the server. I might be late here. Cause
oh no.
Did I join too late? I might be very late here, like very late. I just realized.
Can you join in the no knockout phase?
Yeah,
or
you can. But
okay, but should be good on it, right? Because there's a warm up as well.
I hope. I was just like zoning out, and I was like, wait, shouldn't I join? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Por favor.
Come on. Loading time, hello?
Ended now. Match starting in 5 seconds. All right, we're
good.
Dude. Yeah, okay. So,
you can almost leave and join again, dude.
Whew, okay, clutch. Well, good luck, have fun. Division 2.
Drink tea.
Let's see how we do.
Let's see, chat. Prediction, pulse jump.
Next round. Wait.
Wait, what?
Okay, no, this is the no knockout.
No
all right.
KO, yeah. I was about to say, like, oh no.
I had to remove the menu as well, like at the start there.
POV, Trackmania is a big small and.
Alright,
Just
let's see.
kidding.
Okay,
Wonderful
God bless.
cast.
Oh
Have fun.
man.
God bless, God bless. Are you sure you want to cast this, Karlberg?
Yeah, we see a Juke Master in the lead here, followed by Etylosis. Anix is in this division, usually a Div 1 player.
That is true. That's not going to be an easy win then, if Anix is here. Dude, he's usually one of the winners on grass too. But he probably missed the line and now he sees it and now he's just gonna destroy us.
These grass players, man.
Grass Andy.
Yeah, grass Andes.
Dude, like the time you drove here is instant Division 1 if you had it earlier. It's instant Division 1.
0.3. 51.3. What is that on the leaderboard? Let me check.
That was like easily top 10 Division 1. Anix said he only has 6 minutes of time tax, so he ended up in our position.
Okay. That's a weird flex though. Driving that time.
Yeah, but like now he's learned the map. Now he's had the time for it.
Yeah, you're right. Actually quite unlucky
Have you guys
then.
heard about Team C's yet? Donate if you can. 3.
Yeah, Team C's is pretty hype. Good cause.
Oh yeah. Team C's.
Oh god, dude, the start with Carson. Lord help me. Wait, are they off? Oh, they're off. Wait.
Nah, they're...
There
Oh.
they are.
Oh man. Oh, mistakes left and right.
I can barely see
There's
where
no
I am,
clear line,
Karlberg.
dude. There's no clear line.
Alright, just gonna follow the general trend of cars here. And hope I'm correct.
Looks good so far. 23rd position, Berserk TM in lead, followed by Tsunamis.
Oh god. They're so laggy. It's actually so laggy.
Oh yeah.
Like, cause
I
they're
mean,
just
will it get better with time when
I
people go
hope,
out?
but they're just teleporting for me right now. Very hard to see where I am. Oh, poor guy.
This guy's
Oh no, he
Sigma
drew
is
off the edge
fucked,
to the
dude.
left as well. Oh my god.
Hype.
Think about the content. This is prime content. Well, not if I fail.
I mean, in the moment, it's pretty good content to fail.
True.
But maybe not after. Hey, we want to see him win, alright, chat?
Alright,
Am I right?
For now, I'm fine trolling with cars on, but I'm not driving very fast. Let's just try.
Where is Karlberg from? From Sweden, the superior Nordic country. Best
Oi.
at Trackmania, am I right?
Oi. Well, you're not wrong at that actually, because you have Tebby, but that's... Well, I don't know. I think we need to settle it like in a country match.
A country match.
Like the Nations League or something. Also, I dropped like 8 gears, so... There's a
This
lot of
guy's
cars out of
Sigma
me.
is fucked, dude.
Clean up all the trash in the seas. Peace.
Actually, yeah, you have to lose quite a lot though to go out in these early rounds.
You do. You have to make a big mistake, like clipping a corner.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
3 point. I can't even. That's the thing, right? Now, because there are so many cars on screen, the bitrate is actually so bad. I can't even see the number, guys. That's why I'm struggling when I'm casting. All
Wait,
right.
is the bitrate is the bitrate really bad on stream too? Because I can turn them off.
I think it's good on stream.
Are you
It's
guys
good on
struggling
stream.
with bitrate?
It's good on stream.
We can. Yeah, the FPS is bad, but like FPS is okay.
Yeah, it's fine on stream. I'm
Okay,
looking.
good.
But
Okay, there's already a lot of cars eliminated though. It's gonna help with visibility. Oh, that's not great.
gotta get up here.
Okay, we're back on the intended line here, so Should be no more mistakes from here.
Ooh. Catching a lot of people in that section there.
Yeah, it's the line that I didn't see, that I stole from the world record. This one too.
Basically cheating.
It's just yoinking. Yoink and twist.
Vert CD.
I don't see the problem, Karlberg. I really don't. I don't see the problem with that.
It's fine. You know, the other players had the chance to do it, but some might have not.
Ooh, Flash Tube is out. This guy drove 51.35 earlier. Fast player.
Yeah, in the first round, together with Anix.
Which division? We're in Division 2 today. But we're driving cars off. Cars on.
And guys, if you wonder why I'm not playing, it's because I'm a Pepega.
I have never seen anyone do that, but it's
I mean, I joined late. I had to start my game even. I didn't have my game open.
Oh wait. Dude, this is bad.
Oh no.
Because I don't have any speed. Eek.
Ooh.
It's actually really bad.
It's still pretty safe though. You gotta follow 1.6 seconds.
Yeah.
Where he's lying. He was on my server and I had plenty of time. Yo, mods. Oof,
that was a bad round. I'm not even close to this winning pace right now. Oh, this guy was really fast and he's out. Which one do I prefer? Finns or Swedes?
Easy.
Well, it depends. Like, Finland has done nothing to provoke me. Finland is just existing, you know?
That's true.
Swedes, we have an active rivalry with in every competition. So... But it depends.
So?
It depends. Okay. It depends. I feel like since I'm sitting here with a very nice Swedish person, I'll say Sweden.
There it is, chat. Clip it. What about when it comes to sauna and
you know?
people
Okay. You know, I really like licorice. Licorice taste.
Oh yeah, same.
It's so good. And I think the Finns invented it. So let's go Finland. And salmiakki. Salmiakki is really good too. Hey, PB. By 7,000.
Nice. 7 milliseconds. That's insane.
He's sick. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick. It's
Getting
okay.
better though.
Yeah, actually.
You sounded way
Dude,
worse
Friday?
today, this morning even.
Oh, this morning. It's like, that's why I even messaged you in the first place. Like this morning,
Yeah.
I was coughing so much, like a really dry cough, and I barely had a voice, and I was like, holy, I need a savior. Karlberg, help.
The guy who has never casted a match in his life. He was like, yep, that guy.
But the thing is like all the casters already have their own cast, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I can't really, I mean, it's a good thing. Now you're a caster as well, welcome to the caster club.
Yeah, I'm a Trackmania Grand League caster even. Main caster.
You are. No
so now I
cap.
can put that in my Twitter bio and, you know, it's a pretty good move.
That's bad line. Oh, not as bad as that guy though.
This guy's signature.
Huge mistakes this round though.
Yeah, I saw like 5 people fly off the track. Okay, my pace is getting a little bit better. A little better. Is eating reindeer a thing in Norway? You had some in Finland. Yeah, it is. In northern Norway especially. But in here as well you can buy like different types of reindeer meat too. It's really good.
I've never tried it.
Oh.
Reindeer.
It tastes, I don't know how to say. Have you ever eaten like elk or moose?
And not that I can remember actually.
Okay, so it tastes just like really wild. Like wild,
No.
wild cow is the best I can describe it as.
All right. So like, guess I'll have to try.
Stronger tasting meat.
Stronger tasting.
I'm first. What happened?
Gaming.
Ah, well, okay, well, I was first. What happened?
Hey.
How did they gain so... Oh my god, I had to release. Oh no, poor purple car. I salute you for trying. Personal best. Hey.
Do you think it would be better if I was in game for Team Yell?
It could be. You could ask Softy. Or we could ask Softy for a spot, but I don't know if he has time to set it up. Have you ever tasted sushi in Kolberg?
No,
Never.
I've not.
Have you
Even though I'm
smelled it?
Swedish, nope. I talked about this with Tristan, and no, I have not.
It smells... I've only smelled it, and it smells so horrendous. It's insane. It smells death, I think. I don't know what death smells like, but I imagine that's what it smells like.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't understand.
It smells
Why
rotten.
would you eat rotten fish?
Yeah, rotten.
Yeah. I mean, it is rotten though.
They call it fermented, but it's rotten. Everyone knows that's just a fancy word for rotten, man.
Fermented sounds better, you know? You want some fermented? Like, if you had to choose between fermented and rotten food, like...
True.
That's an easy choice.
Yeah, I would choose fermented, but it's the same shit. Oh my god, look at Anix. This guy should have been Division 1. He drove almost
have
world
you
record.
tried drinking tea? It seems
That's
to help
fast.
a little with these
Let's see.
things.
I've drinking a lot of tea in the last days to try to get my voice better. Thank you. You low-key want to try it? No, but you say that, but you don't know what it smells like.
Yeah, you don't want to try it, trust.
It's about as disgusting as... No, well, okay. People might be eating, but... It's like... The smell that you smell instantly tells your body, I should not eat this. Alright? That's that type of smell.
What time did Anix get, by the way?
50-79.
79. Okay, that would have been second place in the qualifier.
Yeah.
So definitely...
He's gaming.
He is definitely gaming. But now you're gaming.
Decently.
Oh, speed slides. Here we go. Look at that. PB.
Oh, okay. We're in. Huge PB.
And that time would have been 7th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good.
I'll gift 1 sub if you win Div 2.
I've realized the best play here is just to drive fast. Because if I drive fast, there's no cars in my view and it's less distracting.
8 months Pog.
Like if you have cars on, but you just drive first, 5-ad. No cars.
True. Then there's no cars. Am I playing? Yeah, but I got Div 1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This guy is in Div 2.
Lost to Karlberg, lost to Sweden.
I'm his kidney shot. I'm not. I'm practicing my casting skills here.
Oh, huge mistake.
Oh! Who was that?
Anix?
Naf?
He was very
it was
fast.
I
Naf.
will raise that offer by 20.
Anix is safe.
Okay.
Naf crashed.
I'm losing a lot of spots here. Oh, huge ambo. Gained like so many spots. Yeah, Nath dropping out. Top 16, we made it to at least, so now there won't be as many knockouts per round.
2 knockouts instead of 4.
Yeah.
That's huge. Like I feel like the that round is the most important in the whole race.
The top 16 is so difficult. After that, it gets easier almost.
Yeah, it's always like that when I play. I always get nervous when it gets close to the top 16, but then after it's kind of like a relief.
Yeah, and the top 8 round is the same when there's only one knockout. It's so much more of a relief.
Yeah, then it's like, okay, I just gotta beat one guy. That's it. Just don't be last.
And your speed to go faster every round. I think it might help.
I'll jump there, wow.
Yo, medic.
Decent. Second. Yo, medic. Welcome, man. That was a better round. Yeah, improving the lines. That might help. It's Division 2 though, medic. Did you watch the quarterfinal of Worlds today, Coburg? No, the quarter. Semi.
I didn't. I was watching CS.
Ah, yeah,
Actually.
there's so much stuff happening now.
Yeah, today is stacked. Like Sundays.
If you're an esports fan and you're sitting watching like CSGO in the morning, League in the afternoon, and then Trackmania Grand League evening, and then there's probably like Rocket League stuff too in the evening now, so like you could be sitting the entire day watching esports.
Yeah, there's so much going on, and also the Serrator thing as well if you're French.
Yeah, the CLAN.
Yeah. Dude, they've raised so much. It's actually insane. There are 3.7 million
euros. Didn't they
Wait. No, 4.3 million.
Oh,
even.
wow. Didn't they hit 5 million last year? I think it was a new record.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Oh
That's
shit,
insane.
bad end by me. Okay, still in. Banger semi, hopefully final won't be a sweep. I hope so too, but to be honest, the Dom 1 versus SKT game series really felt like a final of sorts. Sort of like SKT versus Rocks Tigers.
I'm wondering if I should DM Softy right now.
Yeah, you probably should.
Where do you think I should reach him?
Discord.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Oh my god, I almost lit off. Anix is mental fast this round. What is that time, Anix? Oh my god, 50-68, okay. What happened to my voice? I had a cold last week. It's healing though. Okay, what are we at?
This guy's Sigma
Top
is
10
fucked,
now.
dude.
The last 2 knockout round.
Viet Pog.
That was a bad gear up. Oh shit, had release. Okay, better pace now. Better pace. We're top 8, guys. With cars on. I usually play these with cars off. But just want to see how I can do cars on.
Alberg MIA. I'm here, guys.
Now there's 1 knockout per round though, so now it's getting tight.
Top 8. With cars on, even.
Yeah.
We see the lines are looking like more stable, I guess. And then I
Yeah.
see someone go out to the left, and I don't know about that statement anymore.
Mine feel way more stable than my own,
dude.
at least.
You
I found my
sound
rhythm.
like I did for a month.
Bit high here.
Welcome to the vibe.
Man, Anix is fast. Anix is really fast here. Riley, thank you so much for giving us up. Jinx, thank you for the 3-month tier 3. Welcome back. Mr. Homer, thank you. Blue Hawk, thank you. Appreciate it. Top 7.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Lego. Virtual versus Colby 1v1. Maybe. Maybe someday.
Oh, I had an awkward start. This is really close now.
Oh yeah.
It was last in that split.
Ooh, gaining in this section though still.
Yeah. That wide setup helps so much there.
Yeah. The yoink strat.
Really paying off.
Actually, that's huge.
I'm like consistently second, but I'm consistently way behind Anix. I don't know
Yeah,
how
Enix
to
is
win.
gaming right now.
Do you ever use the in-game chat? No, not really.
I have it hidden most of the time.
It's actually I've actually considered starting doing that, but I think it's also fun to see. Oh, bad setup, but better setup for this turn.
Alright, so it is doable. I just need my account ID.
Go to profile and you find it in the game. Anix! Oh my god, Anix failed. Anix has respawn.
Enix!
Uh-oh. He said PayPal Inc. Yeah, because I haven't said anything about PayPal. Is he PayPaling me to fail? I don't understand. I did not PayPal this man. You can check the transaction logs. Suddenly it's winnable. 100 euros, thank you, Virtual. I do not agree with this statement.
Ka-ching!
Alright, let's try vote. That was a really bad Europe.
All right, it should be fixed.
All right, great.
That's good. I think that's gonna be real helpful.
Top 4. Still just have to watch
That's
out
cool.
here, because now, except for that one mistake from Yuke, it was 0.6 between everyone.
Are we gonna see winner POV?
He says, which one of you took my gear? Let's see.
Right, as we enter top 4 in match 2, round 20 out of 22. One player is gonna get eliminated. Is Virtual gonna reach the top 3? And take a foot on the podium here. We see Krakos with a 0.1. Does it say 0.1 to 0.2? Man, the bit rate. Okay.
Can't even tell by the splits because the bitrate is so low.
It's actually I don't know if it's an 8 or a 2. I think it's a 2. Wardrobe. It's actually so close though. You're pacing. You turn on stream, yeah, but then then I'm like 3 or 4 seconds behind.
Ooh, good round by
PB.
everyone. Yeah.
Ooh.
Top 3 believers, you win. Okay, let's see how far we can go. I've never played a 1 versus 1 like this with cards on if I get there, so. Oh my god. Okay, 1 versus 1.
There it is.
Good luck to
Finals.
Wardrobe.
Let's go.
Let's see if
Good
we
luck,
can win.
Wardrobe.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, you said it to him.
You too. Oh well, good luck to you too, I guess.
Wow.
Assuming that he's in chat. Good luck to both of you. How about that?
Thank you.
Sounds better. Alright. $4 million channel points in the pot.
He clipped.
The nerves.
He clipped the last round there. Okay. Just gotta hold now. Oh, eek, I clipped as well. Whew, okay. GG's guys, we win Division 2 with cars on. Interesting experiment. I've never tried to play with cars on, but that was fun.
There it is. GG's. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Give it up for him, boys.
I'm kind
Oh,
of sad
Slappy,
though, because I don't want to get Division 2. I felt like I could have Division 1 there, but it's Division 2. But we still win. So, Crows, yo, thank you for the 20 gifted. You said you were gonna give 20, and there it is. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Let's go, Crows.
Thank you, Noximus. Thank you. This is Sparta. Thank you, Neck1, Akashi. Appreciate it, guys.
I'm proud of you, Wirtual.
Thank you. Also, Anex, dude, sorry about the mistake. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but you played really well. You probably should have won that one. I was driving pretty safe compared to your times. Guys, we have 10 minutes to go before the Trackmania Grand League Step 3 begins. And if you watched the Trackmania Grand League Challenger League, whew, you are in for a treat right now. We'll be joined by Ida Koldal and Karlberg for this cast.
Yep, cock.
So, should we go into the second channel? Karlberg?
Yeah. We should probably do that so that he can join us.
Alright.
This guy Sigma is.
Alright,
Oh,
see you there.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here joined by Karlberg, the Swedish co-commentator for the day, and together with him we also have Eirik Holdal, Trackmania news expert and journalist, knows a lot about the game, the stats, the players that we'll see tonight. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just wondering how you're gonna pay both me and Karlberg for casting this, as well as paying people in Div 2 to throw so you can actually get a W. So I'm wondering, are you gonna be broke after this?
Well, have you heard of this thing called credit cards? It's actually pretty nice because you get a lot of money that you don't have to pay people, and then it works for a while until you run out of money.
For a while, yeah.
For a while, it's all good. So right now we're chilling. But yeah, what a high level lineup we have here together with a high level lineup of players. Last week in the Trackmania Grand League, if you didn't watch, let's just recap what happened. Let's first start by taking a look at the overall standings as of right now. It's Offie leading the league, it's Aurel in second, Grenadi in third. And this is quite unusual, isn't it, Eirik, to see this as the standings after just 2 steps?
Yeah, it's pretty unusual to see these names at the top. Not to say that these players are bad, but normally you see the likes of Carl Jr., Pack, recently Gwen, Kappa at the top, but now you have all these new names. You have Grenady, who's playing his first season, you have Mura, who's playing his second season. Alfie, I mean, 1 year ago, he had his debut step to Trackmania Grand League, so there are new faces, and I think that's honestly good for Trackmania, that is not only Carl Jr. and Pack, but we also have some of these other names. So I'm really happy for Alfie and Aurel and Grenady, of course.
Yeah, you said the previous seasons have sort of been defined by this Pack versus Carl Jr. battle, or sometimes even Pack, Carl Jr. versus Gwen for top 2. But with the new multiplier format, we see a very interesting point lineup there. Any players that you feel haven't yet shown their true potential out of these standings, something that doesn't reflect their actual performance so far?
Well, I posted a stat on my Twitter. I got some backlash for it, but it was mainly just to show who has collected the most points on the first 4 maps before we get into the multiplier. That, of course, is important this season. But Bren is the guy who has collected the most amount of points with 134. He has actually been top 8 out of 7 out of 8 maps he has played. So Bren is doing really good. He should maybe have been on top, but he's still 5th. So maybe Pack I would highlight as the real guy who is not being placed where he should be placed at the 10th spot, because he has collected the second most amount of points with 129 before the multiplier that he sadly hasn't received yet.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Pack has no multiplier so far, whereas players like Offie have gotten 4 times multiplier. You also had Aurel with the crazy 5 times multiplier in step 1. So these multipliers matter a lot, and the map that is added to the map pack this week, the brand new map that the players will be going through, we can have a look at it. It is the map Poolside. Let's take a look at the onboard point of view here, driven by Gwen, to see what they're going up with. In the challenger step earlier, we saw a bunch of new lines here being used by the players, even a live world record in the match by Mime, 2:19.10 is the benchmark. But we know that players have been concealing their times here, so we also know that there might be some more stuff hiding out there. But this is the map. You can see it starts out with some tech drifts, and you have this dirt part, another dirt part, and just driving wise, it's been said to be one of the easiest maps in the map pack so far. Not a lot of very difficult sections here, but some interesting tricks you can do to save time here and there. The identity on Poolside is driving through pools. All these maps will have one identity part, an obstacle section like this one, where here you have to drive a bit into the water, try to not get too much water on the wheels so you can do this turn, followed by a precise jump here into this gap in the checkpoint, and then 3 more water turns to close out the lap. And Karlberg, looking at how this went in the challengers, how do you see this stacking up now with the Trackmania Grand League players?
Oh, I'm not sure. As we talked about earlier, like most people have been practicing offline. So, and we also saw that with the mime line and also the triangle in the middle of the map on the grass section. I wonder what the TMGL players have cooked up for us to see in the last map, Poolside by Kisla.
We definitely saw like 2 or 3 tricks that we might see. Maybe there's even more, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe there is something else.
Yeah, it could be very interesting.
Sneaking under the radar.
We also have the interesting thing this week with Vertigo being a 6-lap map. Can quickly take a look at Vertigo on board here to see what this one looks like. This is one of the hardest maps. So they go from one of the hardest maps to one of the easier ones. Vertigo here in 6-lap format is absolutely brutal. The world record is a 6:12 by Musa, but we saw the winning time in Challengers being a 6:26, so 14 seconds behind. Basically every player made a mistake, and that is because of the pipes in the middle here. So coming up after this wall ride, we can see that Binks here in this preview goes across the pipe. The first one is rather doable, but then you have this first turn pipe where it's all about trying to balance and keeping the grip on the surface to not slide off, while also staying fast enough to stay in the upper gear. It's a very tricky one. And then you have one more very sharp turn pipe here, where you just have to keep pressure onto the ground, always keep the car on the right side of it, and then the reactor boost one on the end, where if you lose grip here, the car will fly off, and then you have to do that 6 times in a row. That's going to be very intense when we get there.
What a menacing map that was in the Challenger League. We saw quite huge gaps in that one.
Yeah, it was an absolute slaughter. It was unlike anything we've ever seen in Grand League so far. But looking at these maps now, the lineup, we can start to think about, you know, who's gonna do well this step. We're starting out with Barrellistic as the first map. A map that traditionally has suited Grenadi really well. It has suited Pack really well. But one player we haven't seen on the first map, which we're gonna see, and I think we should keep our eyes on, is Mutta. Because Mutta has the world record on that map quite dominantly, but he has yet to have like a huge performance on Barrellistic.
Yeah, Mutta with a 6:40.51 world record on the 6-lapper. Hasn't quite gotten top 3 in any of the 2 steps that we've seen last week, so that is gonna be interesting to look out for. Is he gonna maybe play a bit safer this time around, or is he still gonna go for the top maybe?
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out.
We will. We're about to start. It's 2 minutes away. And following Barrellistic as the first map, we have On the Edge, the raw pace map, where traditionally it's been a battle between Carl Jr., Glenn, Musa, Pack, Papu, these very fast players that are excellent at the style tech. Then we have Pole Party, of course, the precision track, Vertigo, the one with the pipes that we just saw, and Poolside, the one you're seeing the players warm up on right now. So quite the lineup of tracks. I think this one might be defined by your ability to survive more than anything, because crashes here will be extremely punishing, especially now with 2 trick heavy maps like Barrellistic and Vertigo. So this might favor players like Aurel, players like Mutta, players like Grenadi, that, you know, they don't have the peak pace of the field, but they have very good consistency. So we can take a look here. With 15 seconds to go before the match starts, the overall standings of the league right now going into this step, it's Offie in the lead, ahead of Aurel, ahead of Grenadi for the top 3. Those 3 players have been excellent in the first 2 steps, but we will see what happens now as we go live with step 3 of Trackmania Grand League. I'm your caster Virtual, joined today by Eirik Holdal, Trackmania news expert and journalist. Has done a lot of coverage with these players, several hundred interviews at the pro level, and Carlberg, who will be joining today as the play-by-play caster. Ladies and gentlemen, get some hype in the chat as we go on to Barrellistic, the very first map in the map pack here. And Carlberg, what do you think going into Barrellistic here? Who are you looking out for out of the field?
Oh, I mean, since Mutta has not been seen in the top 3, the 2 previous steps, and he has the world record, he's definitely the guy to look out for, right? We've also seen Grenadi being catching a 2nd place in the step 1 and the 1st place in step 2. Is he gonna get a top 3 in this 3rd step as well? He has a time of 6:42.66, 2 seconds behind Muda on the leaderboard in the time attack training phase.
There we go. All right. And yeah, Muda definitely one to look out for. Grenadi as well, certainly a candidate. But Eirik, isn't it interesting with these players that these are essentially the rookies of the league, like Muda and Grenadi, that we're now looking at as the clear favorites here in the first map?
Yeah, I mean, we can have an overall debate about why that is. Is it because Carl Jr. and the old players are less motivated for this season, or is it simply because now the skills are catching up to them? But I want to be bold and have a prediction here. I'm going to say that Pack is going to get over 400 points, and it's going to start off with a map win and a fastest lap on this map.
That is certainly a bold prediction. 400 plus points for Pack. Might be looking for a huge step. You know, Pack, he has had this thing where he starts off the season slow and then he gets very motivated to prove everyone else wrong and say, you know what, I am better than you think I am, and I'm going to show it right here, right now. So Pack, the prediction for Eirik. Karlberg, do you have a prediction you want to throw out here before we get too into things? Who you think might be the step winner?
I mean, on paper, Muda is looking good, right? He has the world record, hasn't been seen in the top 3 in any of the steps. So I'm gonna... at least on this map, I'm gonna say that he is looking good. Overall, I gotta root for Massa, actually.
Ooh.
Massa, with the internet problems in the previous week, he wanted to go for a high multiplier, right?
He did.
Didn't quite get it, so I'm gonna say a high points for Massa here.
I'm gonna throw out my prediction. I'm gonna say Gwen, the young French player who has shown in the past he's been very good. He got very close to Carl Jr. in the fall season last year. Doesn't have the strongest start to the league this year, but maybe today will be his day. Anyways, on to Barrellistic here. We have had a couple of mistakes. Eirik Holdall's prediction with Pack is looking a bit grim as Pack is down in 14th here right off the gate with a small mistake. Together with Bren and Tween, Papu also looks to have made a mistake.
Scrappy has a mistake as well. Has to respawn on the plastic bounce. Bren goes for a huge bounce there. Actually gonna respawn as well twice, which is maybe a thrice even. No, it's not looking good for Bren. He's gonna fall behind by 11 seconds here in the first lap.
But apart from that here, it's a very close race, and it might be really difficult to get a grasp of just how difficult this is to drive, because you kind of just see the cars magically work their way through each part, but the players have to consciously think about each move they make here, each line they take, and especially when it comes to these tricks they're doing, the wall ride flips being the theme on this map, they cannot be off by a lot. Their precision has to be on point the entire way. So you'll see it here in this next section. When they flip into the wall right here, every single small detail matters, and you want to try to get the most speed you can. Very close battle here between the top 11 players after the first 2 laps are complete. But Grenadi in first, still holding that. Carl Jr. with a new best lap.
Yeah, this map is definitely not forgiving at all, as we can see on the times right now. We have a 4-second difference between Pack and Gwen, and quite a big gap between Strappy and Bren as well. Although Massa is leading this one by the looks of it right now, followed by Carl Jr. Really exciting race so far.
Yeah, it's incredibly close here. But as we mentioned, Mora mental got for. He did not have the strongest opener here, being almost a second down, but he still managed to keep that gap. He's not lost any further time to the players up front. As we now see them go across this jump. This jump, very interesting part of the map. There's many lines that are possible, but a lot of players, after thorough practice and examination, have decided that this is the one they're sticking with. The low jump line, and Mudda excels past the field with Carl Jr. and Massa dropping down. It's Mudda up into second, but did Massa survive there? No, a big respawn, and Massa will drop out of the top 8.
We have a mistake from Massa as well as Papu, who dropped a couple of spots right there in the flip just before the end.
And Pack here, looking at the differences. Despite his early mistake, he has not lost any further time. The gap was 3 seconds. It's still 3 seconds. And Pack, he did win this map in the first step. He got into the top 3 on the second step. So Pack here, it is one of his better maps, and might actually be on for that 400-point scoreline after all. He's about to overtake RL here into 6th place.
And as we see in the top, we have Granady versus Muda here. Only 0.4 seconds difference, and these are the guys that also have good times on the leaderboard on the time of attack phase, which might correlate.
Yeah,
as we
definitely.
enter the 5th lap here. Granady slows down. Looks like Muda is gonna catch up here. It's neck and neck though. Really hard to tell.
Now we're entering into the part where we start to see some nerves. The last 2 laps, both Granady and Muda have been in this situation before. Muda in step 1, he failed the last wall ride flip in lap 6, and that cost him a lot of spots. He was on for a top 3 performance. Now, with more speed in the full speed part, might just try to overtake first from Granady here. He is closing in the gap. Has not been first this entire race, but now finds himself only a car length away from that position as they go across the ice jump. Is this where Muda will make his move to try to take the top spot here? Lands earlier on the ice, tries to build for more speed on the dirt. Will not be getting any closer here, and Granady is actually driving very strong up front. He holds that gap, and if he can land this flip, then going into the last lap, it will be Granady still with the lead here, and they are 2 seconds ahead of anyone else in the race right now.
Super close race in the top as we enter the last lap of Barrellistic. We have Granady in the lead. 0.4 difference. Is Muda gonna catch up? Looks like Granady is actually getting a little bit of a better lead here. 0.6 now almost. Carl Jr. with a 1.72 behind.
And it looks like, as you said, Granady is extending here. Muda is losing ground and might just have to settle for the 2nd place, because this is a gap that you cannot regain without Granady making a mistake. So I don't think Muda will fancy pushing any extra here, and will rather just slow down and take it safe and not make any mistakes in that final wall ride like has happened in the past. But there's a huge battle here for the top 4 and 5 spot. Let's just see if Granady can hold this before we take a look back. Granady gets the last flip, will win ahead of Muda in 2nd. Carl Jr. gets 3rd. Who's going to get that 4th place? It will be Pack, I think.
Looks like it's Pack, yeah.
And Worker has dropped down with a huge respawn. Or not a respawn, just a 2-second mistake, but he loses down to 6th. RL gets 7th, and Massa claims that 8th place spot. They all get huge points up there.
Oh, but Offie makes a mistake, has to respawn. Binks is actually gonna take 10th place here.
Oh, Offie with very low speed here. Yeah, this is gonna be slow roll into the finish.
Losing about 5, 6, 7 positions in the last identity
painful
section. That is really painful.
But again, if you want to look at it on the bright side, he only lost a couple of points there. The top 8 spots matter so much, and after that, it's only a matter of a couple of points, since 9th place gets 5 points only. But not the start of the step he was looking for. Perhaps he can flip it as we go to the 2nd map here, Karlberg, On the Edge. What can you tell us about this one?
On the Edge by Popoeta, a really technical map with an identity where precision matters the most. This is really a map where you want to look at people like Massa, Carl Jr., Papu, like all of these classic tech players. This is where they really shine.
Yeah, a lot of these players.
And we see the identity here. 3 circles we want to go around really tight. It's harder than it looks by far. And as I said in the Challenger series, Massa has a bit of an interesting strategy here. By the looks of his goals in the training phase.
Okay.
Going for the left side in the start.
Let's have a look at Massa. But as you said, a lot of the players that we're looking for here are sort of the traditional tech players. And a lot of these players have a huge background and history in the game. So, Ida, could you perhaps tell us like just why players like Massa, Carl Jr., are so good at this exact style?
Well, it was the main competitive style until 2018 when we had a crazy grand final, and until that, it's simply just muscle memory building up over time. So these players might not train as much tech as it did, but sort of the core foundation is there, the skills are there. It doesn't take too much time for them to sort of learn these slides again. So I'm not surprised if, let's say, Carl Jr. once again wins this, or maybe even Kappa or Tween shows up, because a guy like Tween, well, he needs to step up, because if Tween has a bad step here, it's going to be the worst start to a Trackmania Grand League history. So I hope to see maybe Tween here, but that is a bold prediction once again, and my bold prediction didn't go as well last time around. It only took 40 seconds before the caster curse came into play, so let's see.
Indeed, yeah. Looking out for Tween here. He has had some good showings here, but as you said, this map is heavily tech-based. Carl Jr. from Canada, the 3-time world champion on tech. You also have players like Musa and Spam and Pack that have been around in the tech scene for years and years. You can add in Kappa there, you can add in Tween there. A lot of these players have their foundation in that style, and that is why we can expect to see an absolute firework of a match here on the edge, as this will be decided purely by pace, and there will be very few respawns that happen due to flips and stuff. The only time we'll see mistakes is if players push too much here, if they go a little bit too close to the hole here, but they're staying just on the right side of it. Musa, the current world record holder, with a
we have a little bit of a touch
spam
by
up and down.
Muda there,
And Muda as
holding
well.
some positions. It's not the biggest mistakes that we've seen, but still a point or a 1.2 gap, which is quite a lot on this map. As you said, it's a fully raw pace map. As we enter the identity here,
Very precise.
Oh, and we have a mistake there.
Makes that two, actually. There were two big mistakes. Pack and Gwen dropping down. Spam as well.
Spam also has a respawn.
And Carl Jr., he is in the field. I thought he dropped down for a second, but no. He is still in the mix. Want to quickly just mention Musa here, the world record holder. 658, as you said, with some interesting lines. So, one of the contenders to win this one. He won last week on this map with a 7:01:15. That time less than a second ahead of Carl Jr. and Papu in the top 3. So it's going to be a close fight all the way. Right now it's Brendan Binks off to the best start, but this could quickly change, as you see in that identity. Even the best can falter if they just push a little bit too much, but beautiful line there by Musa in the reactor boost drift. Gets 2 more positions, and suddenly he's all the way up to 3rd now before the 2nd time we get into the Carberg.
Truly a Musa map here. We see Bren in first, a little bit of speed here. Let's see what happens. Oh, Musa catches up 2 or 3 car lengths there. Actually goes for the jump, not as he did in the practice round. We have a mistake from Tween by the looks of it. It's gonna fall down to 14th.
Yeah.
But Musa, that identity, he's extending his lead by 0.15.
And he was 0.4 going into that lap behind the first place, so effectively he gained half a second on everyone there. And that is how much you can gain if you risk, even against the world elite. Bren with an awkward line there has to save it. Will drop a little bit of time against the others, but...
Ooh, Carl Jr. has touched the wall. He's gonna drop down a couple of positions.
That puts him into the red now, so Carl Jr. really has to make up a little bit of time here if he wants to get those 15 points for 8th, because you basically had nothing if you're down there, but that's a close fight. Let's follow his perspective into the identity now. It is still Musa in the lead, as we see a car with very low speed. That's Binks. He has made a mistake. The others are cleanly through into the next lap. Halfway through the race, we have just 10 players that have managed to keep it mistake-free just about in the identity. And a lot of them have no points overall in the scoreboard so far. Bren, Papu, Scrappy, Alfie, all with a slow first map, but now they're making a comeback here.
Massa in the lead, extending even more. He's 0.4 ahead by Bren right now. He's to be expected on this map, as said, with a world record of 6:58.89. He is absolutely full risking it right here.
Have to say a very positive surprise here is Scrappy. Scrappy's a player that we've seen mostly just this season in the 2-lap format. We know Scrappy is great at 2 laps. He has won 2 multipliers so far in the first 2 steps, even getting the 5-time multiplier last weekend. But we have not seen him show up on the 6-lappers. Now he's up there in 5th place for one of the first times. And Massa, low speed, Massa's made a mistake. The world record holder, the previous winner here, drops down about a second to the others. Might have to take the dirt line here to recover. And Massa might just not win this one. With that one mistake, it's now Papu, Bren, and Grenadi in the top 3.
Bren in the lead here. Actually, it's neck and neck between Bren and Papu. 2 really fast tech players. Papu with the 3rd world record of a 7:00.36. He's gonna extend that lead by a little bit through all of these drifting corners. As we enter the reactor uphill. A super tight dirt turn here. We lose a bit of gears. Has to take this transition down smoothly as we enter the identity 5th lap here.
And what a huge start this would be for Grenadi. 25 points on the first map. He's 3rd in the league overall in his rookie season. And if he gets top 3 here, he could be on for 40 plus points in just the first 2 maps here. Really showing up consistent. A lot of doubts coming into the season, Idek, for how Grenadi would perform as he got the spot. But now we're really seeing him shine, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of controversy about how Grenadi got the slot, but I mean, if Grenadi wins this map alone, he is the German with the most amount of maps win in a season overall. The record is 2 map wins from Massa. Grenadi already had 2 map wins, so Grenadi is really suitable for this format. He said one thing to me before this map, or match rather: I'm gonna play safe, and then I'm hoping for a multiplier. He's not playing safe, he's top 1, he's top 3.
Yeah, he's risking it here, and going into the end, he might even get a double top 1 here. Chasing Papu and Bren for this final lap. One more time across the identity. Bren and Papu side by side, but Grenadi has more speed, and he's going to close this gap down to just 1 car length before the last 3 drifts here. Bren still in the lead. Who's going to get the most speed here? Grenadi is closing in the gap, but Bren still has the lead. Will he hold it all the way across? Oh, he will.
It's super close, top 3, but
just barely for Bren.
But Papu actually dropping down. Scrappy takes the 3rd place there.
Papu lost a little bit in the end there. And Scrappy, huge performance from him. Yeah, as you said, top 3. Massa gets the 4th place. Can't be too upset about that. Papu, Pack, Uffy, and Carl Jr. Some of the best performing players in the league so far overall get a lot of points here and are looking to extend their gap to the others. Gwen here, he did win this map in the first step of Grand League. Not the performance he was looking for, but maybe he could flip it as we're going on to a map where he is one of the fastest players on paper. We are going on to Pole Party by Histo. What can you tell us about this card, Blake?
By Histo. Oh no! It is not Pole Party. First, it's actually the...
Oh, you are correct, Debated. It is actually the Clash Time,
where
of course.
Chat is gonna play. I got debated, chat.
I also got debated, to be honest. We have Clash Time.
Clash Time.
So this is just a fun intermission where you guys can play Trackmania. Twitch chat plays Trackmania effectively. You can see the commands you can type here. Plus to accelerate, minus to brake, left and right, and RS. The mods can type in chat to respawn the car if we need that. And Carlberg, I'd say you are our team leader here. So rally the troops and try to get us a win here by any means that you can.
Alright, chat. Listen up. Last week, what position did we get?
I think we got top 5, top 6.
Top 5, top 6. But we lost to the PFers, alright?
We did.
We lost to the PFers. This map though looks like it's absolutely impossible for the PFers, as we have like a really tight section in the end, sort of like an identity here. We are crashing into it. We're tween, right?
Yeah, we're tween. We need to go sharply left.
Right.
A lot of left here, or we will make contact with the wall here. Big
That's
left
good. We're
turn.
beating. Oh, passing Granody right here. Looking good.
Now line it up. Don't go in the
Stay
gap.
right.
Oh.
A little bit right, chat. That's not good. Ooh, maybe savable. Actually, just right, PF, and maybe reverse, actually.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
that's
good save,
that's
good save, good save, good save, chat.
That's good. Just PF. PF, it will save it.
PF,
there it is.
press forward,
PF.
for those who don't know.
No! We're last! Wait, we're not last. Well,
Only 3 players have gotten this checkpoint. We are actually pretty good here. In 4th, I think.
we're doing pretty good.
No, we are 6th. Alright, not too bad. Not too bad.
As we enter the dirt section, might want to turn left here so we don't fall off. Ooh, that's pretty good. Touching the wall a little bit. That's fine. Alright, we're doing super good. This is really good. Inside line. Have to tap. Don't tap left too much. Do not tap left too much. Okay, this is good. Into the uphill. We have Spam in the lead by a second. Although we are crashing. It's fine. At least it's not full stop, right?
This is actually a good strategy, just using the walls to steer for us. Here,
Oh, this section though.
I think a wall hug could be a good strategy.
Yeah, in the first one, but the second one is actually just a 90-degree turn. So we have to turn.
Oh, we gotta go left. Oh, right.
Left. We gotta go
right.
left, and then. Oh, this is perfect.
Oh my god, what a
A bit
line.
right.
Oh my
Right.
god, what a line.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, that's perfect, chat.
Top
You're
3,
doing
top
great.
3. Alright, now let's remember, there is a turn coming up here. Do not steer too soon. On my count, now. Steer now. If you can hear me, steer now. Keep in mind the delay. Go left.
Left.
Oh no, we are heading for the wall. I believe in you.
Oh no, we're crashing into worker here. Oh, but we're actually making it. Just
Good
PF.
save, good
That's
save, good save.
perfect.
Uh-oh.
One tap right. Oh,
Okay.
oh
Decent.
that's good. Okay.
We're overtaking top 2 here. Spam is stuck. We have a chance at winning.
Ooh.
We have a real good
This is good
chance.
shot. Passing Muda.
Top 2.
Oh,
Slide
Spam has
left.
a little bit trouble.
Slide
Slight left.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not good. Chat. Reverse. A little bit reverse. And then go left. Left. Oh no, we're doing the Spam strat.
Not much of a strat by the looks of it.
Left. Wait. Oh, this is impossible. Yeah.
Okay.
Better respawn, I think. Just
Good respawn.
go for the inside
Keep
line.
left now. Keep left.
Keep left. RL also hugging the wall. 19 seconds. We just have to reach this CP.
Oh.
Spam is stuck. Worker. Skinny in first place. We're passing Spam. Dude.
We
That's
got
pretty good.
second.
Second place. That's good.
Applause
Hey,
to the
Applause
chatters.
to you guys.
Very
Let's
well
go.
done.
We did it.
Second place, not too bad for 8,000 people working together, coordinating. Let's go.
I don't want to be BM here, but that is Tween's highest placement in Team Jail so
Oh
far.
god, Eirik.
He only has one 8th place, and then the rest is outside the top 8. So maybe now it's time for Tween. Maybe now we're giving him some confidence. We are thought in the lines. Now it's time for Tween.
Alright, let's see if Pool Party will be the map where we can make it happen. This time, the preview is for real. What can you tell us about Pool Party?
Pool
Corbin.
Party by Hees, though. A map where Papu has a world record of 743.39. It's a very tech-heavy map with an identity which is kind of blind precision between poles. You will see it coming up very soon on screen, where you have to weave back and forth between poles. This is basically muscle memory. I was watching some players practice this map, and their first playthroughs were, yeah, let's say Yep pole-ish.
Yeah, they were not at all consistent at this, but now, after 2 weeks of practice, and even more than that in the 2-lap format, I mean, they have it nailed down. They know the movement. It's like in their hands, sort of like a musician who just has to play their instrument as they know it. But it's very hard to do extremely perfectly with the finest precision when it matters in a step like this. Want to quickly go through the times here. World record by Papu, 7:43.39. And then Mudda is the second best player here with a 7:44.06. Last week's winning time by Pack was 7:44.3, so less than a second behind the world record in a live match. It's an absolutely incredible time by Pack, and Offie and Carl Jr. were able to match that. So those are the players we're looking out for here. Pack, Offie, Carl Jr., Papu, and Mudda, your pre-favorites. But knowing the steps here, anything can really happen. So let's just see how it goes.
Green going for a different start here.
I think he's just not fancying the risky jump, as he's had some problems with the consistency.
Yeah, it looks like it's about a little bit slower maybe.
Yeah.
But something interesting about this map that is correlating to the first map is that Mudda is on the top 3 on the record list, but he is has not gotten a top 3 in the steps. So just like Barrellistic, maybe Mudda is the guy to look out for here, as he has the pace on paper.
Yeah, Mudda was also one of the favorites we saw when it was a 2-lap map, but this is an entirely different dynamic. The players are not going to risk as much as they used to, but they're still going to look for decent lines, you know, just a little bit more comfortable than this all-or-nothing 2-lap format. But Offie, he was so solid here when it was 2 laps. He was so solid in 6 laps. This is a map that really suits the Swiss player, and he's showing it here again, being able to match Gwen and Carl Jr. in the first lap. But let's see the pulse at the end of the lap. Oh my god, someone makes contact and is out of the race.
It was Gwen, made a mistake. He's gonna drop down to 15th place.
Oh, and Bren clips as well. Bren is out of the race for now with that respawn. Papu had a mistake earlier, so 3 players with big mistakes so far.
Massa in the lead. It's a very tech-heavy map, so to be expected. Followed by Carl Jr. Binks. As we enter the pole section here. This one not as hard as the other one, but still something could still happen in that one, of course. It's very close in the lead here right now.
One thing we usually see here is Offie in that dirt part. He's able to generate so much more speed than the others, but here he is just pixels away from a full crash with the wall. Did not get the airtime he wanted on that jump. Good save regardless though, to put himself only within a 0.3 of a second of the leader right now, being Pack, who Eirik said would get the 400-point step. He did get top 8 on the first 2 maps, but Massa,
we have a
big mistake. Binks, big mistake as well.
Binks, big mistake as well, yeah.
Both will drop out of the top 8.
The 3rd lap here. Pack is in the lead by 0.1 to Carl Jr. 2 players in the top. We see a little bit of a gap towards Affie as well. Affie, who was super consistent on this map, if I remember correctly, in the last step.
Yeah, Affie for sure, one of the best, and his best part of the map is arguably the dirt, as you'll see coming up after this turn here, where he's able to get a lot more speed. Just very, very refined with his line here. So let's see how he holds up against Carl Jr., sets it up wider, and has more exit speed. Usually, you can see here, just getting a little bit closer. This is one of his best segments, and this translates through the entire full speed part here before the next drift. But the pace from Pack cannot be understated. He is driving just around the winning pace last week, which is again just within a second of the world record. So Pack looking really good right now, halfway through Pool Party.
As we enter the identity, we have Pack in the lead. Carl Jr. Looks like everybody so far is clean. We have...
Carl with a mistake.
Oh, we have Aurel with a huge mistake. Double respawn from Aurel. It's gonna drop down. Carl Jr. with a mistake as well.
Yeah, Carl Jr. was just not ready there for the low speed after his crash and goes straight down into 15th place.
Ooh. Both
16th.
Aurel and Carl Jr.
Oh, Kappa, no! Kappa,
Kappa.
that was painful to watch. He had to adapt, or else he was going into the pole. But the alternative was straight into the hole, and that's a big respawn. Actually, a pretty rough race right now. Many mistakes happening, and huge opportunity for players like Tween, who have not been driving too fast, but 0 mistakes, 0 respawns, and he is now in the top 8 for it. Offie with low speed
We see
here.
Offie with low speed in the full speed part. And gets caught up by Spam and Tween. But Pack with a substantial lead right now, 1 second.
Absolutely crazy pace by Pack in first. Grenadi, Scrappy, and Moda very close though. And again,
Very close together.
this is one thing we've noticed about Scrappy in the past too. Scrappy, when he is driving really well, is one of the world's best players, no doubt. But when Scrappy starts making mistakes, it usually ends up in more mistakes. He's a very flow-based player, so when he has good momentum, he can translate that into more and more good performances. And right now, Scrappy's gotten off to a good start to the step, and he's looking to repeat that here on Pool Party. And this could be a huge day for Scrappy in the Grand League, because finally it looks like he's found his rhythm here, up in third now again on Pool Party, which is 2 laps to go.
I asked Scrappy what his tactics was before this. That he said simple, it's top 8 on Pool Party, and then I'm gonna go for the multiplier. And so far, that tactic seems to at least go as planned. So let's see if he can get the multiplier as well.
Yeah, definitely, like even top 3 here, and he was also able to get that previous top 8 performance to get 22 points going into this. I'm sure Scrappy right now, seeing that 3 on his car, feeling super happy, and we'll just try to save from here. Big gaps behind, as we see Pack now about to enter the last lap, but there's also a big fight between Massa and Binks for that top 8. Let's follow if the top players make it through here. No mistakes up there. Binks with good speed will overtake Offie, and it's now Offie versus Massa in the last lap for 8th place.
Yeah, Offie versus Massa here, only 0.06 difference. Let's see who's gonna get that extra 10 points. Pack still with a lead, actually extending 1.3 seconds now. Absolutely pacing here.
And I don't want to say anything, but I think he is actually close to world record pace right now, Pack, because the others are really fast here and they are not able to follow. He is cooking up something incredible here, Pack, as Eirik predicted. Let's see if he can hold it through the last turns. This is either 7:44 or lower, but what the final time will be, time will tell.
The gap between Massa and Offie has extended though. Offie with a small mistake. Massa is safe right now in the green points. Pack still in the lead, going for that world record time by the looks of it.
Final
See, as we
part.
entered the final lap
Will
and
Pack
identity.
get the time here? This is looking so fast. A 7:43.81, half a second away from the world record. The other 8 players in the top 8 will survive the final identity, and they will take the big points. Offie here, who we were looking at, gets 9th place, and there are some more mistakes by the sounds of it.
Gwen with a small mistake. Kappa and Aurel are gonna overtake.
And Carl Jr. in a surprising 16th place here on Pool Party.
But we cannot understate. We spoke about Grenade before the sort of clash time. Again, he's 2nd place. I mean, it's somewhat ridiculous that he's so good already. I mean, it's his 3rd step overall. So Grenade has been nominated for Most Improved Player of the Year in 2019, 2020, and I mean, I cannot win it in 2021. Looking at this.
And very interesting, on the storyline of Grenadi, we are going on to Vertigo. which is a map that he said he wanted to be his next Barrellistic. Barrellistic was Granati's favorite map, and he said that this one might be his next one, because this is going to be in rotation for the next 3 steps as a 6-lapper as well. And it's one of the most difficult maps to drive consistently because of these pipes that you can see in the preview here. Getting across these pipes without failure is ridiculously difficult 6 times in a row. In the Challenger division of Grand League, no one was able to do this without a single respawn. But we know Granati to be good here. We know it to be a good map for Mutta, and especially also Massa are the 3 players with the best pace here.
Yeah, last week we saw who was it? Was it Scrappy getting the 5x multiplier because of almost everybody crashed in the last round, right?
Yeah.
On this, they were trying to pace so much. But this is like the most menacing map ever.
Oh,
Like
it's
trying
so
to keep
painful.
pace and consistency on this one is basically impossible, as we saw on the Challenger series. What was it? 14 seconds of world record on the first place.
Yeah, and there's this principle, right, where you wanna, of course, not make mistakes, and you can think like, why don't the players just slow down and avoid failing? Well, think about it. Let's say you drive on average 1 or 2 seconds slower per lap. That is 12 seconds through a course of a 6-lap race, and at that point, you might as well try to drive a little bit faster and risk making a mistake. But you're walking this very fine line between failure and success, and it's just hard to keep the pace all the way with no mistakes.
We see Scrappy actually avoiding the penalty grass there in the warm-up. I'm not sure if he's gonna do that in the match. That's something he did the first lap of the last week, but he didn't continue doing it. Maybe he has found something that we don't know about quite.
Yeah, Scrappy did not fancy it in the live rounds. It is a risky line, and it only saves 0.1 or 0.2 of a second, which across this map is not a lot for sure. So might not fancy it.
As we see, full sending it through these pipes is almost impossible, especially in a 6-lap setting. I don't think we're gonna see anyone doing that consistently.
Let's make a prediction here, guys. How many players do you see surviving all 6 laps without a respawn? How many? Because I'm guessing it's less than 8.
We saw 0 people surviving in the Challenger series. I'm gonna say 4 people.
Eirik?
I'm gonna be positive 10.
10, alright.
10!
I guess we can all hope for that, but well, you'll see just how difficult this is, that even the world elite here will take this for a spin, and I'm predicting chaos, but let's not take the sorrows in advance. Let's see what will unfold on the track as we're going across the first pipe now.
Oh, workers with a small mistake there on the
Alright.
pipe, actually. The straight pipe even.
But here's the first really scary pipe, and we're going onto it. And will we lose anyone? The
We're gonna
first
see
12
no
players
face.
have made it. Actually, the first 15. Very impressive there that they all made it across. It's a close battle. Muss up in first, one of the fastest players on pace. But let's see now on the curve. Everyone stays alive. And then the ending, the reactor booster pipe. Will it claim any victims this lap? No, it looks good. Oh, Spam with a small clip though. Has to take the safe route here, I think. Going for a wider jump to stay alive. So only a very small mistake to start off the first lap.
Everyone going for the penalty strat here. I think the dodging is a little bit too risky for the 6-lapper. Gotta drive on the pipes and everything. Gotta save up a little bit. Massa in the lead. Worker with a huge mistake. He's fallen behind by 10 seconds. As we enter the first curved pipe here. Are we gonna see anyone falling off? Looks like most people are safe.
This is so wildly impressive.
Binks, though, falling behind.
Some mistakes, but
I'm not
most
very
are
happy.
surviving.
Let's see. Last identity here. This is the wildest pipe by far. The reactor. Looks like people have it under the... Oh, but we have a respawn by Pack, actually.
Oh, yeah. 5 seconds behind.
Into 14th place. But he has 63 points.
A good step for Pack already. You know, starts off this one a bit weak, but one respawn, as we saw in Challenger, might not be the end of this race for sure. But it looks like players have found a comfortable pace. They're driving about 1 or even 2 seconds slower in the first 2 laps than the 2-lap winning times. Oh no, Bren! Off the pipe he goes. And another one has fallen.
Kappa as well. And Carl Jr. has dropped to 14th place. We see a lot of people on 4 seconds behind the lead right now. Most likely they had 1 respawn on the pipes. Massa going strong though, in first, followed by Papu and Gwen. And Scrappy having an insane step right now with 42 points and in 4th place.
But you can really feel the tension though. Like the players are trying to restrain themselves so hard from risking on these pipes. They don't want to go too fast, but at the same time, they want to make sure that they're keeping up with the competition. Right now, nobody's made a mistake, and as we go into the last laps here, we might start some players going fancy. Oh no, Gwen! No, off the pipe he goes. And that's a big respawn from the 3rd place player. How much will it cost him? He drops down to 8th at least. Spam very close to challenge that spot. It is Massa and Papu, the 2 fastest players in the Grand League on paper on this map, in the top 2 spots right now. And Scrappy, who just yesterday said he was not able to drive 6 laps consistently here. He could not get 6 laps without a mistake in practice up until yesterday. Now he has 5 done with 1 more to go, 2 more to go, sorry. And Papu made a mistake to drop him down.
Papu landing a little bit sideways, catches some penalty there. But he is on pace with Muda and Scrappy still. Was it too huge? Gets a clip there. That was close. I almost expected him to flip on the landing, but he is safe. Massa with a 2-second lead in the 5th lap as we enter the curved pipe section.
And I think we've seen a massive comeback here from both Mudda and Grenadi, who have managed to climb back up. Oh, Scrappy, bit shaky there.
Scrappy.
Who makes it across flawless. As the top 8 remain, the same 8 players. None of them make a mistake. Papu, though, with great speed, will overtake 2nd place, but Massa's almost out of the field of view. He's 3 seconds ahead. Has really found his comfort on this map. But then again, oh no, Grenadi. I was about to say, he's doing so well, but that's a big respawn at the end of the reactor boost pipe. And Grenadi dropping way out of the top 8 now.
Grenadi, the current leader of the step with 69 points, falls down to 13th. We still have Massa in the top. He is super consistent. He currently has the world record by 6:12.722. I'm not sure if he's on pace with that time right here. I think he can save it up in the last lap.
The crazy thing is he's not saving. He's driving so risky. Massa sort of have just one mode, and it's go mode. It's all or nothing. He finds comfort in driving this pace, and when he tries to save, it actually is harder for him than just keeping this high pace all the way. So great race by Massa. I expect him to hold it on the last pipe. One more uphill will do it, and Massa will take 27 well-deserved points here with a 6:16.
Papu with a small sideways landing, but Scrappy doesn't quite get it. He's gonna get the 22-pointer there, followed by Scrappy with the 20.
Close battle here between Kappa and Pack. Pack will secure that one. And then looks like Worker here will not be able to finish, as he's over 30 seconds behind.
A DNF from Worker indeed. So about the prediction, how many people fell off?
Looks like, I think, 8, just about.
So pretty good actually.
Pretty good. Very solid and a great winning time by Massa. He will deservedly take the first spot as we go on to a very exciting map here, that of Poolside, built by Kaisla. Take us through this one, Karlberg.
Poolside by Kaisla, a very transitional techie map with some pool sections built by Waypoint member or manager Kaisla. We see dipping through waters, the identity here, or before the identity rather, we have like a no slide turn, but we've seen some interesting strategies here. Most people are actually hiding their records or training offline, so we might see some interesting strategies in the identity.
Yeah, so this is something we talked about earlier today, where a lot of the top players do not have any public personal best on this map. That usually means one of two things. Either they're just hiding it, or they're hiding something. Strategies, things like lines that they found, that they're now going to reveal. We saw some player in the Challenger League go for this triangle and pack. Will they do that? Looks like some others like Carl Jr. might have that in their repertoire as well. And then in the ending, we saw a wide setup for that last part, where we can maybe see a water bounce.
We have a water bounce by Pack and Scrappy right there.
Water bounce strategy to try to gain some time.
Okay.
And then this wide setup. Looks like Arel does it. Worker does it.
Scrappy goes for the nail slide as well. Oh, Scrappy with 2 strategies.
It's gonna get very interesting. So yeah, our prediction was correct. They were indeed hiding some lines. Now let's see how they will use them. Will they wait for the high multipliers, or will they go for the 2x? If you don't know how this format works, basically there's 8 rounds that are going to be played. And whatever points you have right now, you get a chance to multiply them. In the first 4 rounds, you could double your points. So if we take the case of Scrappy, he could end up with 124 points here if he wins this round. However, if he waits until the last 4 rounds, he could triple, he could quadruple, or even 5 times quintuple, I believe it's called, his points. So how long do you dare to wait here? Do you go early, or do you wait for the last rounds? Massa, instant DNF, he does not want a 2x today.
Muda with a late start as well.
Go ahead. And I was just talking about Massa because I asked him about this tactic. He said, map 5 is going to be play or pray, but I might retire the 2x. So it looks like he is going for that juicy 78 points. That is the second highest amount of points anybody has had after 4 maps. So Massa can maybe secure himself a playoff spot here already, but not in this round.
Not in this round for sure, and different lines here. Oh, Scrappy with the wide setup. Look how much this gains. Scrappy has the lead into, well, I was about to say the second lap. Not quite. It will be Pack ahead of Uffy, followed by Spam. As we now go into the second lap, we saw some players set up wide here into this first turn to get a little more speed. Spam clipping the corner, and that will not be it for him. Spam has been very desperate to try to get a multiplier. None so far. Same for Pack. Not a single multiplier yet in the Grand League. They, I think, will be happy with just a 2x today. But
so in the first round already, we can see we almost have 3 guaranteed players not going for the 2x. We have Massa, Scrappy, and Muda by the looks of it.
Oh, Pack touches. Uffy has a grip on this. There's no one close. It's a 0.7 gap down to anyone else. But we know there's different lines here. Look at this outside line from Pack. Followed by the water-bound setup here to temporarily gain back that second place. Oh, sliding here though. Tween is up there. If Uffy makes a mistake, this is so close. Wide setup from Pack, and Uffy has been overtaken by Carl Jr. It is the 3-4-time world champion in the lead. Followed by Grenadi and Uffy. Very close fight here. Who's going to take it last turn? Uffy goes tight. Carl Jr. with the speed. And Carl Jr. will win with a 2:19.87. About 0.7 of a second behind the world record. But Carl Jr. doubles here.
Carl Jr. with the 2x. We saw him in the first step also going for the 2x. I think he feels quite comfortable with his big gain in leads. With the points in like the first maps, and then going for the 2x. rather than risking it for the biscuit in the with the 3x, 4x, 5x.
Yeah, and we actually see Massa driving here. So one thing I've been thinking about the DNF strategy, you might as well just play the rounds. Like, sure, you're not going to win it if you want a higher multiplier, but this type of warm-up that you get out of just driving these rounds, and perhaps even a confident boost if you're able to get first place and then you retire. Maybe that's a good confidence to have going into the last round where you will try to win the round.
I have a sort of theory about why Massa retired the first round. Maybe he is then spectating all the other players to see, okay, Pack is doing the water balance, so he's checking, does some players have a juicy tactic that I need to take into account?
Scouting the other players, a good strategy maybe. And he will also get a very good pinpoint, I think, to see what type of pace he needs to do. If he has the best lines, how fast does he really realistically need to go? 2:19.8 was the winning time, and we saw players in Challenger get 2:19.10 earlier, so they are not driving the fastest pace, but this is probably Massa trolling here, I think. Not actually a line that he's been working on. That would be crazy if he makes it work. It's Papu now in the lead into the second lap.
We saw Pack and Spam make a mistake in the identity. They're not getting this round, that's for sure. Papu in the lead right now, followed by Afi. Let's see if they're taking the triangle strategy. It looks like some people have found it. Not quite everyone.
Now the wide dirt line, we see none of them going for it. Only Pack, I think we've seen doing that. And the water bounce, only Pack and Scrappy Mudda clipping. He's out of it. Offie hitting the wall. Papu has this under lock and key right now. 0.7 of a lead. Just needs to get the triangle and the water churns. But Grenady is so close here to another fantastic step. One position away, gets a bit of airtime in the water, and that will cost him. Papu, stay strong. 2:19.09, a new public world record by Papu, and that really sets the bar for the others here. Papu showing up huge with a double scoreline today.
Yeah, we saw Mime with a 2:19.10 in the Challenger Series, setting a new record, and now we see it again. Insane pace by these players right now. Looks like most of them have been practicing offline after all.
Of course they have. We're talking about the highest level here. Everyone's ready. It's such a joy to watch. Close rounds, and especially a tactics game like this one. I think one of the most tactic-heavy final rounds we've seen, as so many different strategies come out, such as we said, this turn here. Some players go wide like Offie there to build up a lot of speed before this dirt jump, and he will overtake first with that line. But then you have players like Pack, who are now going to use the triangle in the checkpoint to set up better for this grass turn, and with that, gain a little bit more speed into the dirt. And these strategies, they go back and forth, but we see Pack here, good preparation with this water bounce. If he can land it, should net him the first place, but no. Pack with a crash, almost managed to save it, but not quite. Offie in the lead, followed by Scrappy, and about 7 other players are still in the fight here. In the ending of the second lap, Scrappy up into first with that wide setup, but we saw Mime do so well. Now the wide set for speed here, and it will be Offie ahead of Scrappy, ahead of Spam into lap 2 here, but the pace is once again extremely fast, Karlberg.
It's neck and neck between these 4 players right here. Scrappy, Offie, Spam, and Grenady. Could be anyone's race. We see a lot of different strategies, as you said, in this dirt turn right there. We see Scrappy with a huge mistake. He's gonna go out. It's not gonna be his round. Spam, Grenady, and Offie left for this 2x multiplier. As we entered the grass section, only Spam going for the triangle strategy.
And Spam is pushing here. He has not gotten a multiplier so far. And he was about to get his first one perhaps, but now Offie versus Grenady to decide this one. Grenady would happily take the 2x. I think Offie would as well. Grenady with more speed with that no slide line, but they're side by side before the last jump in the triangle. Grenady with more speed. Who's gonna get the wide setup for the speed in the water? Offie slides out. Grenady has a big lead into the last 2 turns here. Grenady in his rookie season for his third multiplier. Grenady will take it, and he is showing he belongs in the Grand League. He's one of the best. Grenady once again, over 140 points here, really consistently showing up at the highest level.
Grenady with 144 points.
It's shown that his performance is not a fluke, that everybody can, or not everybody, but at this level you can do a good step, but he has now done 3 good steps, so I'm curious to see how far he can go in the 5 next steps, so really solid performance for Grenady.
And what a storyline it is. Grenady, if you don't know, he started playing Trackmania United. It is different cars than the stadium car you see here, just driving with a wheel, and then just a few years ago, he started picking up Stadium, the car you're seeing played now, and tried to learn that, to become good at that, with the steering wheel of all the input devices. Everyone else plays keyboard or controller. And in just 3 years' time, he's gone from just learning the environment to now being among the world's best consistently, as you said, and not just fluking it. And he can now relax after a great step 3 here, before we see the final 2-time multiplier round. And we'll see who can secure that one. Pack gets his waterbound strategy this time. No mistake, but it is Tween up into first place here. And Tween, as you said, on for his best step. Can Tween make this one happen now?
Uppy makes a little... clips a little bit, falls behind. It's gonna be between Tween, Bren, Spam, Uppy, and Aurel here. It's neck and neck between these 3 players, only 0.1 difference. Spam probably going for that last 2x. As we have 3x next rounds, and Tween makes a huge mistake, bonks into the wall. That makes 1 less player for Spam to worry about.
Spam with another huge opportunity here. The last one slipped out of his hands, this time through the triangle with more speed than Bren, with a 0.2 lead. Can Spam secure his first multiplier of the season? He's down in the bottom 8. He needs this more than ever before it slips out of his hands. Onto the water edge, down through the pool. Bren releases for more speed, and Bren is catching, but Spam holds strong. Now the left side approach to get no airtime through the triangle. Spam clips a little bit. Bren will get closer. Bren is making Spam have to work for this one. It's only a car length. Bren goes very tight, and he overtakes first place. Will Bren snipe it in the ending? Bren takes it away from Spam on the final straight, and heartbreak for Spam as Bren secures a 2-time multiplier. Spam getting so close for the 2nd time, but not quite. It is a ruthless format, and 2nd place here is just the same as getting last. You need to win. You need to get first. And Spam has to go back to the drawing board now in the final 4 rounds.
Spam with a lead until the last section. Might go for the 3x here though. As we enter the 3x multiplier, 4 spots left for the multiplier spots. If you don't get a victory in these last 4 rounds, you will not get a multiplier at all, leaving you with the points that you have currently.
And I feel like this is the first time we see Massa, right? Like, oh, well, Massa has been biding his time in the 2x, and now in the 3x we start to see him, but he makes a mistake. He pushes a bit too much. He's still got 3 more chances after this. And we also see Strappy now with a huge opportunity. Only about 120 points so far overall in the league. If he triples here, that's another 180 points added to his total. Huge opportunity as he is in first. And he has a better setup here. He extends his lead to the others. But we've seen him slide off, and he does so again. And the gap shrinks down to more than nothing. He's now down in 4th. Still with an opportunity though, but Spam's on for his 3rd chance, and I have been corrected. Spam did get a multiplier in the 1st step, but this is a big opportunity to get a 3x and try to climb back into top 8.
Yeah, we see 2nd lap here, last lap in this round. Spam once again battling for the top position together with Binks and Tween this time. Spam has the triangle approach, which the other players also do. It's only 0.04 between them. Spam with a little bit of a different approach here. Goes for the slide, and the other Binks and Twin going for the no slide strategy. As we enter the identity here, we have Binks versus Spam. Spam slides out. It's gonna be Binks, unless he makes a mistake. Binks takes the 3x multiplier.
Oh, and that's a
round.
huge relief for Binks. Huge points as well. 120 with a great winning time. Binks has not had a great start to the Grand League season, but that will do well for him. Get 120 points out of this one, and he can feel very happy to secure a huge multiplier here. 3 more multipliers left. 11 players to fight for them. 8 will walk home empty-handed with nothing at all. And there are huge point scorelines to be multiplied. Massa 78 points, Mudda 61, Scrappy 62, and Pack with 65. If any of these players gets this multiplier, they could get very close to a playoff spot. Remains to see if they can clutch it out when it matters right now in these last couple of rounds. Taking a look at Massa here, who we saw crash last time. 3 chances left. He waited out the 2x for this moment, but will he be able to do it as he's trailing Pack, the current leader, by 0.3 of a second here in the first lap.
Pack and Scrappy with the water bounce. It's gonna pay off for Scrappy, as he's in the lead right now. It's a super close race here between the rest of people. 6 people within 0.3 of each other. As we enter the second lap, Scrappy is in the lead. It would be huge for him to get a 3x multiplier. Looks to be consistent on this map with his new strategies.
And Aurel here, if Aurel should win this, he would overtake first place in the Grand League again, that currently Offie holds. Ooh. Just 5 points ahead in the standings, but Aurel makes small contact with the wall there. And it is now the 2 players with some of the most points here, Massa and Scrappy, way ahead of Worker in third. Will be a battle between Scrappy and Massa here. You have to imagine that Massa double clips, and Scrappy has a golden opportunity to triple. Oh my god, could this be the moment for Scrappy? Over 180 points if he can hold this lead with the water bounce. A risky approach for sure. Worker going for the more safe no slide line here. But Scrappy will just hold that lead, gain about a 10th. And now with the inside approach from both, will he hold it? Wide setup for the first water. Worker going wide as well. They're about the same distance, but Scrappy straight into the pole. He makes a mistake in the second last turn, and Worker will get this 3x with a 2:19.71. Worker, not the greatest step, but he triples here to paint a prettier picture for himself. And also, I believe, his biggest step in Grand League so far.
Yeah, that is his first multiplier, and he was 15th overall, so at least something, still 50 points, but at least something, no?
Definitely.
No, 75, sorry.
Oh, 2 rounds to go here as the tension builds. Karlberg, take us through first lap here of round 4.
As we enter the 4x multiplier, only 2 spots left, as Virtual said. We saw Scrappy bonking the last corner in the last round for the 3x. That would have been huge for him. We see him in the top right now. Tween with a mistake, absolutely crashing. He's not gonna get the 4x, has to opt for the 5. We see Spam, Afi, and Mudda Massa in the lead right now. Spam has been really consistent on this map, but has been unfortunate not getting a multiplier so far. Maybe this is his round.
Yeah, maybe it is moment for Spam, or maybe Afi here. As we said, there's an ongoing battle for first place in the league. Only 9 points separate Afi and Aurel in the overall standings, and Afi has a great shot at the 4-time multiplier in this one. Wide setup there for the jump, but he makes it through. Now the first water section. You want to carry as much speed as possible, but how much do you dare to risk? Spam slides out and only has 1 chance left, the 5-time multiplier round. And a name we have not seen too much of here, Mudda, joins the fight when it matters. Mudda's one of the players who's gotten the most multipliers so far, a 3x and a 4x. Can he get another 4x here to clutch in the most decisive rounds versus Scrappy and Afi in the top 3 fight here? He goes for a better dirt line, a sharper approach, but Offie will exit with more speed, and the differences remain. Offie still with a 0.2 advantage, goes very wide. Offie has to save his approach there to not hit the wall. Still a decent lead for Offie. Scrappy and Mudda very close though, and Karlberg, anything can happen here in these final corners.
We have Offie, Mudda, and Scrappy, and Aurel in the top 4 here. It's super close as we see a mistake from Mudda here. Offie in the lead together with Scrappy. Aurel with 0.2 behind. Offie. Scrappy with a different approach is gonna exit with more speed. It's neck and neck till the last turn. Scrappy gets a little bit of slide.
Oh my god.
7 millisecond gap. Scrappy gets the 4x multiplier.
By less,
that is huge for Scrappy.
By less than 100, then Scrappy gets the 4x. That's over 240 points total. I think Scrappy can be very happy. He got the 5x last week. Now he gets the 4x. And that's just how close it can be. Less than 100th. Offie has to feel absolutely robbed here. But Scrappy with just a tiny speed advantage out of the last water makes that work. And now the 5x round here. Who's going to take it? The last multiplier available. Pack still empty-handed. No multiplier. Same for Musa. Same for Mudda. Huge scores. And Spam and Offie, who have been consistently fast here, have not been successful yet. Who will take this final one? Let's find out.
Yeah, the guy to look out for here is definitely Mudda, who DNF'd the first rounds to get a higher multiplier. So was it worth the greed? Pack going for that outside line, setting up for the pool bounce here. Is gonna get it quite good. We have some different approaches here. Enter the identity. Nobody going for the Neo Slide Scrappy strat, if you can call it that. Super close race here as we enter lap 2.
Oh, and we see such a close fight, as you said. Great pace as well. Pack versus Offie up there. But
Mudda makes a mistake.
Mudda falls out of the fight. He might not be getting this one. But it's such a close race between top 5, even top 6, counting Aurel, counting Kappa. This is not over yet. But we see the trend we've been seeing. Offie, Spam, and Pack are the fastest on paper here. Musa just barely avoiding the bounce there to stay alive in the fight. But Offie, with the speed from that outside dirt approach, will jump up into first in the final round here versus Pack and Spam. But we know Pack has this wide dirt approach. If he can make it work in the final round, Pack still without a multiplier overall. Could he get the 5x now to redeem himself? Has had a rough start to the season. Now as good a time as any to make it work. He goes for the safe approach, changes his approach in the last round here. Offie will try to overtake first, but he goes too close. He makes a mistake, and it's Pack versus Spam versus Musa in the last identity now. All three going down into the water side by side. Pack still in the lead, but Spam will make a fight for it in the last turn here. Who has the most speed? It is Musa, but Spam is trying.
Musa!
Oh my god.
Gets the 5x multiplier with 78 points. Musa with a 2:19.41. The world record being 2:19.05.
The 5x for Musa, who had 78 points going into the last map. He waited the first maps, he retired, and he gets the hugest paycheck we've seen since Aurel's original 400-point scoreline. What a step from Musa to put him now second in the Grand League. It is currently Grenadi leading ahead of Musa and Offie. And oh my god, the drama. Spam 0.002 of a second away. You have to feel from there. But what a fight by all the players. What a show. What a match there.
What a match indeed. Musa getting that huge paycheck there on 496 total.
And really interesting, we see now the two Germans actually top 2. I think this is a first in Trackmania Grand League history, that the German players have been doing this well. But Grenadi, new leader of Grand League, it has to be said, rookie season, he is showing up more than I think anyone could have ever anticipated. People saw him as an underdog, as a make or break player. Guess what? This guy is fighting for the title right now with 500 points in the first 3 steps. Crazy stuff. Eirik, what's your take here at the end of the step? Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, it's a historic step. It's the first time a German player actually wins a step, and what a way to win it! I was spectating Massa pretty much every round. I saw him fail, fail, fail. I was like, okay, it's once again gonna be like a Massa story. He's so close to making it, but now, hopefully, at least for his sake, he secured himself a spot in the playoffs. Still haven't reached a playoff, even though he came fifth at the World Championship. So also, certainly a day to celebrate, and he can celebrate with his consummate Grenady, who is taking over the lead. So,
And
I mean,
yeah.
what a player!
And with that step, we actually see Scrappy with a huge 4x up into top 5. Binks as well up there. Just barely had a Carl Jr. Carl Jr. out of the playoff spots after 3 steps of Grand League. Also a interesting story. Probably his worst season in some aspects that he's ever had.
Yeah, it's 100% the worst season he's ever had. After step 3 in the history of Trackmania Grand League, Carl Jr.'s worst placement is second, besides the beta season when he didn't play step 5 and 6. So for Carl Jr. to be 9th, I guess it only speaks volume about what he has spoken about on Twitter, that he is not so motivated. It's like it doesn't matter how much I train because it comes down to the last map anyway. So, but Carl Jr. will, no matter what, end up in the playoffs. At least I will put my sort of founding on it.
We'd have to hope, right? Carl Jr. A playoff without Carl Jr. would be almost unthinkable. So let's hope that he can bounce back here in the next step. But guys, I'm incredibly excited. What a match that was. It was incredible to watch when you see Trackmania at such a high level. I hope you enjoyed it as well. We'll be back next weekend, same time, same Sunday for step number 4. Follow the channel if you haven't already and try not to miss it, because Trackmania Grand League, I can show you the schedule, goes all the way until Christmas pretty much, with 1 step every weekend, and then the finals just before Christmas, December 19th, is what we're working our way towards, where we'll see the top 8 players duke it out. But yeah, Karlberg.
Some closing thoughts. I know for sure one thing that isn't getting the 5x multiplier, and that is your voice. You should really get some rest, even though with half a voice you carried this casting. So just a pleasure to sit back and listen to somewhat the date between you and Karlberg. I heard some rumors about you having a date. I didn't want to interfere too much, but yeah, take some rest with the voice because we need you casting the 5.
I'll save my voice for next week now. I will indeed, and I think this trio worked out beautifully. We had some great insight by you, Eirik. Thank you so much for sharing your all empowering knowledge with us about the Trackmania competitive scene. And also, chat, huge applause for Karlberg casting his first 2 steps of Trackmania Grand League ever. Just after I asked him a few hours ago to help me, because my voice would not survive this alone. So thank you so much, Karlberg. How did you feel about this?
Can we talk about the prediction though? Didn't I say Massa?
Yeah, oh, you did. Oh, you
I
actually did.
Hey.
The prophet. The prophet.
Prophet. Hearts to you, chat.
Yeah, huge stuff. So Karlberg's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Karlberg. And then Ida Coldall, I suppose your main platform is Twitter, right? Twitter, yeah. Ida Coldall, if you want Trackmania news and stats, this is the best profile in town. Go give both some love. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will close things out now, but it's been a pleasure, guys. Hope you have a great evening. And
hey, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
Definitely. Bye. Have a good one.
Oh, guys, I survived. It was a questionable midway through, but the voice stayed alive when it mattered. Clutch stuff there by my vocal cords to hold. If you don't know, I've been having a cold this last week, but yeah, we stayed. We managed.
Hope you had a good stream.
Oh, it was great. Thank you guys so much for all the support today. I haven't been able to thank the alerts, but really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Now then, while I still have a little bit of my voice left, I have something very exciting to share with you guys. I mentioned I had big plans for next week, and I certainly do. Because, believe it or not, this right here might be the very last stream that you see from this room. Because I have recently, thanks to you guys' support, bought my own place. So I'll be moving out next week, which is very exciting. I've never lived by myself. I'm currently living in my parents' house. This is a huge step in my life to really do this full time. So, you know, I'm almost getting a bit emotional. It's very huge for me to just be sharing my hobby with you guys in this way, and also do that's my job. So thank you so much. It really means the world. And it's tears of joy. Keep in mind, I'm not sad here. I'm really happy, guys. Really happy. So thank you. So yeah, I'll be moving out next week. I hope to have everything set up there in time for next Sunday, hopefully with a better voice as well, so I can keep entertaining you guys with this game. But yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. So I will take the rest of the night off, I think, just rest up, and then start moving things tomorrow, which is gonna be great. From matters against the wall and bed in the background to a personal house, let's go. It's been absolutely crazy, so yeah, I don't know what to say. I think no one, I mean, in the Trackmania community could have anticipated the game becoming so big in these years, but it really has, and it's amazing that so many people enjoy it and want to support. Not just me, but also the other content creators in the game, like Carlberg, like Ida Coldall. Everyone's had a huge rise recently, so yeah, just, I don't know, thank you so much, really. Thank you.
Let's go.
So guys, I will perhaps raid you over to Grenadi's channel now. Grenadi, who is the current leader of Grand League. Let's send him some love. Probably very hyped about his performance. And I'll try to be back for Friday. It might be Saturday, it might be Sunday, I don't know. But I'll see you guys very soon. Whew, thank you. Thank you guys for all the support just now as well. Thank you for the primes, the gifted. It really means the world. Let's end on a good song here. Oh man, I can't even talk. I'll see you guys soon for season 2, if you want to call it that, of my live streams. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be right back, guys. And until next time.
You deserve it. Enjoy your new place.
Until next time, have a good one. Have a good night, chat.
Already 2 months and don't regret it.